Test, test, test. Hey, we're good to go. Hey, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day. Hey. No, 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 no. Loki's over here. You can see him. Hey. No. Sit. There you go. All right. Hope you guys are all having a good day. Sorry. Bro, he really wants a treat. Maybe if I'll give him a treat, he'll go away in a second. Wait. I said wait. 1, 2, 3. Good boy. Say hello to everybody. Say hello to everybody. You think he's looking at you, but he's really looking at the boat. Okay, there we go. Okay, everybody. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. Sorry I haven't been able to go on live for the last few days. I came down with something. I'm not entirely sure what, but it was kind of like just a stuffy nose and a stuffy throat. I think it might have been allergies, or I think I just could have had a slight cold, but not like a bad cold, if that makes sense. But I wanted to take it easy here and make sure that I didn't really like overexert myself, because I knew that this week is going to be pretty big as far as a lot of stuff happening, right? And I'm lucky that nothing really crazy happened over this weekend here, right? So, hope you guys are all having a good Monday here. The market was closed as far as the stock market because of President's Day. And this week is really going to be a doozy, everybody. Really, really going to be a doozy. Loki's coming back for more. This guy is very, very needy. Up. You can say hi to people, but you're not getting a treat. Yeah, see, up, yeah. Okay. So basically, as far as Bitcoin goes, everybody, here are the things that we should be looking at for today. I'll also be talking about some other stuff coming over the next few days, especially like the SPY, the NASDAQ, and such, and maybe even a little bit of the Dow here, because if we do take a quick peek here at futures, I was reading a story a few minutes ago, you can see right now the futures are down, not necessarily like horribly, but they are down enough to make you be a little bit more concerned, and we'll talk about the traditional stocks here in a few minutes. But as far as Bitcoin's concerned, guys, we're still leading with this number one level of resistance right now. Really just right here around 25,220 level, 25,130. I think what I've been using is this resistance level from the highs we saw from last August of 2022. And so far, guys, it's just not the best here. We're trying to fight it. Let's go over here to the 15-minute chart. We've tried a few times to really get a good breakout point, and every time we get up here, any type of movement, we've just been getting like slammed down. Now, is this some type of really bad omen or something like this? No. I told you guys, what I'm doing with the majority of my positions is just scaling a lot of stuff out and then just doing some day trades where I find that opportunity. There really hasn't been many day trading opportunities as far as Bitcoin's concerned. Stuff like this happened later in the day, which when I don't trade, I'm usually just streaming. Stuff like this also happened later in the day when I'm not usually trading. I like to trade usually in the earlier hours of the day, kind of before lunch, if that makes sense. Not really much has been happening at this point. So it's just been me being very bored with this overall crypto market and watching every attempt we make at trying to hit these levels of resistance. And really, if you think about it, it's really been like us having a fight with this $25,000 resistance level right up here. Really, anytime we get above this for a second, we get launched back down. It really is that $25,000 level. Go over here to the daily. You can see again, we just haven't been able to close above it yet. I'm still using this level of resistance from back over here, though, just as my hey, this is where I really want us to close above it. If we want to see any strong movement back up here to this last level of resistance, if I go over here to the monthly charts may actually play a factor here as well. There we go. Get anywhere back up here around this $29,000 level, it's gonna have to occur if we break out above this 25,222 level and then close above it and really have a nice move. I think all we need right now is not even a monthly close or a weekly close, just a simple daily close, and that should give us enough of a oomph to keep on going. What we really don't want to see happen here is a death cross between the 20 and the 50-day moving averages. That would most certainly bring us back down here to the lower $20,000 range, maybe around 21,000 or so. That's just not what you want to see happening. Now, we do have the 50 cruising up a little bit more. We're not looking at any death crosses here. You guys remember the first few times after Bitcoin broke out, there was a few opportunities for us to have a death cross, but every single time we had a big boost up here. So if you guys are hoping for a large move to occur with Bitcoin and you guys have placed some type of positions, you really just want to see us continue to stay above the 50, even if we do drop down below the 20, which again, if you look at the chart right here, we've done before, and you saw how it wasn't a pretty sight, but we did manage to make our way back up here. That's, but if you guys are looking for more bearish news, that death cross would really be a bearish signal for a lot of you guys out there. or the fact that we are at a level of resistance and we're like for the past, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, almost a week now, we've been unable to actually break that level of resistance. Let's hope this consolidation is good enough to keep us going. As far as some of these, trend lines that we've been looking at, we still have some time left here, guys. If you guys are looking at this first trend line, let's go about there maybe. That really takes us into maybe Wednesday, Thursday. Normally we don't get all the way to the end though, and usually we kind of find something out here. So Tuesday, Wednesday could be a bad day or a very good day, depending on how you want to look at the market so far, okay? Now, to go back over here to talk about the NASDAQ and some of the other stuff we've been looking at. The Dow Jones right now, I guess I messed this up somehow. There we go. We had a false breakout over here, another breakout that actually worked, which has been pretty nice. But so far, we've been kind of this nasty, choppy little sideways action. We finally managed to break out here, only for us just to kind of go in this nasty sideways action because overall, inflation came in harder than expected. Inflation is still hot, hot, hot. And economic data still shows a lot of slowing, which is why everybody is so perplexed about this, this rally that we've been seeing. As you guys know, I'm not one that really thinks this rally is going to go anywhere. It's like all-time highs or anything like that. I'm in that kind of small niche percentage of people out there, I guess, at this point, who say, hey, I'm using this as an opportunity to scale out of a lot of my positions, that I managed to get a lot of good levels at. And then over time, I'm hoping that the market will come back down and I'll be able to buy even more before the next official bull market is concerned. A lot of people, I am a minority, I have to admit this at this point, the majority of people right now think that we've already reached the lows. We're not going to really go back into those danger zones. Like for the Dow Jones, the danger zone was only really about here at 28,000. The NASDAQ's down here at 10,500, and the SPY is all the way down here on 350. A lot of people don't think we're ever going to get close to these lows again, and we're just going to, be in a normal cycle where we kind of die for a little bit, whatever, and then we kind of continue to pick back up. I'm not there. So my strategy of scaling out of some of my longer term held positions, like you remember, I bought a lot of Facebook when it crashed. I bought some Amazon when it crashed. I'm scaling out a little bit of those positions just because I think they're eventually going to come back down, and I want to be able to buy even more of those assets when they occur. The only things I'm really not selling are my dividend plays, unless they're in oil, as you guys know. But okay, so going over here to the NASDAQ, we have been seeing some bearish news here as well. Again, we've been trying to have just a simple breakout on a lot of these plays. Like the technicals right now aren't like there's some big mystery where we're like, oh, how is this happening? What's happening here? We're just having trouble staying above these levels here, right? We've had a golden cross here. We're probably going to have another golden cross over the next week. And that may actually boost us back up here so the NASDAQ and the SPY over the next 2 weeks, I would say, this week plus next week. Maybe we can get all the way back up here to 13,540 or so. But usually when we have these parabolic rallies, man, I mean, I just don't know how much further we could go when you look at all this stuff. Maybe if I go over here to the RSIs and stuff, you can just see how high we are right now, and it kind of gives me more concern that I don't really want to be buying at these high points according to the RSI. Same with the SPY, up here at the higher levels. At this point, actually, the RSIs come back down a little bit more for the SPY than the NASDAQ, but I just don't feel like I want to be buying a bunch of stuff at these levels, at least for me personally at this point, okay? Now, as far as everything else is going, though, Ethereum is still staying strong. We're not seeing any concern here. Continuing to battle with the 50-week moving average. I think there's a great opportunity this week that we break out above that, and Ethereum probably heads up here just to $1,800, excuse me. That'd be another boost of probably around 5%. Can we get all the way back up here to $2,029? I mean, perhaps. That'd be a 20% increase. That's a little far-fetched for me for a 1 week, but you know what? When you have a big breakout like that above a 50-week moving average, a lot of times you can see some really big moves, right? Big moves here, big moves there, big moves there, big moves there, big, 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 possibly big up here. That'd be something we'd want to see coming out of Ethereum. As far as a lot of these other coins, though, they've already broken out of those weekly moving averages here, and you can see, guys, I mean, just to see how crazy Matic has been. Matic is back up here on 146. Last time we were this high was really last April. We made up a lot of ground very, very fast, and even with the FTX debacle over here, it never even went close to the lows we saw back last June. So certain coins are having their own technicals here. I still think it's possible for Matic to come all the way back down here, but I'm glad I was able to buy some up at these levels, right? Mostly through dollar cost averaging, and I bought a lot down here on this first step and a little bit down here I was hoping we might actually have another dip, but that dip didn't come, so I'm glad I bought at least a little bit right there. A lot of other coins out here, just like Bitcoin, just like Matic, just like a lot of other stuff, they're at these levels of resistance. I'm going to go here the daily chart. And even Dogecoin is looking for an opportunity to break out, okay? Excuse me, guys. My throat's still messed up from being sick. There we go. But at least for now, guys, Bitcoin looks so much more bullish than the traditional stock market at this point. So I'm really hoping that Bitcoin can somehow just, again, remember how Friday was a great day for Bitcoin, but the stock market was kind of eh? I'm really hoping that Bitcoin can continue to really drive home this rally that we're seeing, even if the stock market really doesn't go that much forward. We've been looking at stuff like Apple. Let me actually will the indicator here. This will help you guys see what I'm talking about. Let's actually do the trick. Okay. Excuse me. Where we've had some green signals so far right here, and all we've done really since then is had one little upward move, and we've just been going sideways here. Everything is really hitting those levels of resistance, and we're just having a big trouble breaking out. So if the stock market is able to break out here, let's say Apple breaks out above 157, 158, it's 157.94, so 158. That's the big move you're hoping for if you want to see Bitcoin go up. Microsoft over here, Microsoft's been doing some really crazy pumping, but that's because of the Chat GPT and how like profitable that's going to be. So this one's been a little bit different, but still, you know, you're fighting with some resistance levels over here. In fact, maybe this one from way back. Yeah, that one way back here above my head, way over here. But yeah, so everything is battling with some type of resistance. But we've all seen a little bit of a slowdown here, according to these charts and according to a lot of these signals. Not the end of the world here, but again, if we start looking at some of these other ones, still green. Amazon starting to show some red here because of a bad earnings report, to be frank. Apple over here, still green on the 4-hour chart. I think this week is really going to be that big week that decides if we're going to have a major rally for the next week or in the next 2 weeks, I would say, or if we're really just going to sputter out here and then eventually kind of come back to reasonable levels. And, you know, when we talk about reasonable levels for Bitcoin, I don't mean that like somehow in the next few days we're all going to be back down here around $17,000 or so. I just mean we might come back down here to somewhere around the 22,500 level or all the way back down here to 20,700 or so by the end of the week. So that'd be like by next Sunday, 7 days from now. But in the short term, guys, we're still looking very bullish as far as Bitcoin's concerned. We just have to get that big pump here. For now, though, we want to see the NASDAQ, the SPY, and the Dow turn those futures around and really get things pumping a little bit more. There's been a few concerns that have been arising over the past few days, to be frank. You know that President Biden went over to Ukraine. That was kind of a show of force. I think the majority of people kind of liked it a little bit. I kind of wanted him to go to Ohio, but, you know, Ukraine is important too, I suppose. It is important too. But here's, I guess, the big thing that's leading people to have some reservations about investing. Next, let me just find the news for you here, actually. This would make life a lot easier. So, China news. Let's see. Let me just find a good article for it. Here it is. Okay. This is from BBC News. Let me put my leg up here and fold it. I'm wearing a very baggy shirt today, and it's very uncomfortable, but I was outside playing with Loki, and usually when I play with Loki, I get dirt all over my hands, and so I just like, instead of wiping on a nice, clean, Perry Ellis white shirt or something like that. But here we go. This is the big news that's kind of freaking everybody out as far as the markets are concerned. Right now, I still think it's kind of rumors, but not more than rumors, but as it kind of gets more traction in the media, I think this is going to be a negative. This is going to have a very negative effect on the market. That's an easy way to say it. Okay. So let's just kind of go over this for a second. Ukraine war. Blinken says China might give weapons to Russia. All right. The U.S. says China is considering supplying weapons and ammunition to Russia for the Ukraine war, a claim strongly denied by Beijing. The U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said Chinese firms were already providing non-lethal support to Russia, and new information suggested Beijing could provide lethal support. That means ammos. I think right now China is giving Russia helmets and vests and pants and stuff like that. Such an escalation would mean serious consequences for China, he warned. Beijing said the claims were false and accused Washington of spreading lies. We do not accept the United States finger-pointing at China-Russia relations. let alone coercion and pressure, China's foreign ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin said in a regular press conference on Monday. Now, that's all we're going to talk about here, but this is the thing. If China does this, Biden is going to respond, because Biden, like the West, we're kind of like locked like this with Ukraine right now. Whatever Ukraine wants as far as money, we give it to them. Maybe not airplanes and stuff, but we're sending them tanks now, so that's a lot. So if we have to do some type of sanctions on China, it's going to be much more difficult and painful for the American consumer, because we get so much stuff from China. Whereas Russia, we don't really get much stuff from Russia, everybody. We only get so much stuff. Only a little bit of stuff comes from Russia. China, though, everybody watching this channel, everybody using YouTube, understands that China sends us a lot of stuff, and we send a lot of stuff to China. So if we're having an economic, sanction warfare going on right now, guess what? Heading into a recession, first of all, that would make a recession imminent. On top of that, you would just see people get pissed off, because that means the president is caring more about Ukraine than he is about the Americans at home, right? I think that was the contrast you see on Twitter today. Even me, myself, thinking he should have been in Ohio rather than Ukraine. But it would be horrible domestic policy going into an election cycle, right? So there's a whole bunch of moving parts here. But the big thing here is there's a chance we have further escalation between China. That's also not a good sign that we want to be hearing if you guys want to see the markets continue to rally, okay? If there was one thing that scared me as far as like this could really send the markets tumbling, it's something like China escalating this as far as giving reliable ammunition. We're going to be escalating it from an economic standpoint in retaliation to that move. And then it's a tit for tat. And, China has much more control over their populace than we have over ours. So, we're going to have to play this very, very carefully, because I think from a political standpoint, I don't know what... I didn't spell approval right, but that's okay. Joe Biden... there you go, okay. Yeah, his approval ratings right now are at 42.7% approve. And that's all polls of adults. If you just ask adults, he's about 41.8%, okay? So he's not really like above water here. I guess it really changed back in September of 2021. Oh, that was Afghanistan. The Afghanistan withdrawal, I guess, is what happened over there. But basically, he's been having some trouble. He's not as bad as it was during the height of inflation, right? But he needs to kind of figure this out, and the administration needs to figure this out without like messing with the average consumer. I don't care if you're helping out Ukraine or you're getting mad at China. Don't mess with the economy more than needs to be messed with, because again, we're on the edge right now of going into recession, or we still have very hot inflation. We're talking about possibly having another interest rate hike now. So before it was just going to be this last hike we just had, and then one more, and that was going to be it. There's a chance now that we have another one, and there's rumblings about it happening because the stock market's going so well, the economy is doing so well, the job market's doing so well. Why can't we just do another one? So there is some uncertainty growing on that part, and I hope that this China nonsense doesn't escalate things any further than it has to be. Okay. Like here, how much does China export to the U.S.? Yeah, like around like $500 billion of goods every year, I'm guessing, right? Let's see. So we get electrical stuff, machinery, nuclear reactors, boilers, furniture, lighting signs, toys, games, sports. I mean, think of Walmart. Everything in Walmart's freaking from China, right? Plastics, articles of apparel, vehicles other than railway, tramway, articles of iron or steel, optical, photo, technical, medical apparatuses. Everything is built all in China, guys. So we really don't want to, like, again, this is the part that gets really icky. If we try to understand that I'm not being harsh of Biden or China, well, I could be harsh of China. I don't like the China state, right? But if China escalates, which will be their fault, and they start delivering live ammunition against America's wishes, we're going to have to retaliate with some type of sanctions. Those sanctions will make a lot of these goods more expensive. These goods being more expensive raises inflation. raising inflation means higher interest rates. You see how that cycle can turn really dangerous really fast? That I guess that's a better way to articulate the point I was trying to make to you guys a while ago. We really are in this weird spot, and I wasn't even thinking of China like for the last few months. Like they're just China. They're opening back up. The most I was thinking about China was, hey, if China's opening back up, maybe oil prices will go back up, and we saw oil go back up towards $82 or so. That's going to be a major concern for a lot of people out there. So while I don't know if it's going to be a big concern right now, just keep it in the back of your mind every now and again, like, hey, what's China doing? Did they really send it? If you see an ABC news story saying, hey, China sent over live ammunition, just keep track of it, okay? Keep track of it. Make this move over here. And hey, Tecker, hey, Maddie, hope you guys are doing well. My cold is getting better here. Throat's still a little itchy right now. I thought I was actually going to be fine to stream today, honestly, and then all of a sudden, like within 5 minutes, my throat's itchy, so yay me for not taking it easy. And hey, Kevin, I haven't gone to Vegas yet. I was just sick over the weekend. Had a pretty bad cough, a little bit of a cold. I made bread today, which was pretty chill. It was really good looking bread, too. I made it in a loaf basket this time. And then I made some cool cinnamon roll bread. So basically what I did is I cut up some chilies. I'll talk to you guys about this right now, because this is Monday and I'm sick and I really not going to like go all into the crypto today. Although, I just did a whole like 20 minutes of crypto talk. How to let me see if I can find these. Oh, I can do chat now. That's so cool. Okay, images. So, okay, these peppers right here, I put 3 of these peppers in a grinder, take the seeds out in a grinder, and then one of these peppers right here in the bottom right-hand corner right there, one of those peppers in a grinder, dried, everything was dried. And then I crushed them up into a fine powder. I made some challah dough, which is just flour, eggs, yeast, sugar, water, butter, mixed it all up. Then when I rolled it into a ball, I made a loaf with it. I made another loaf with it with Parmesan cheese on top. But with this loaf in particular, I rolled it out with a little rolling pin, right? Well, actually, I didn't have a rolling pin, so I used a gigantic can of pasta sauce that I had, because I like pasta. I rolled it out. I put some brown sugar in it. I rolled it out, and then I sprinkled all this chili pepper in it, rolled it in, balled it up, smashed it, whatever, so all the chili flakes got through all throughout the bread. Then I rolled it out using the giant can pasta roller thing, and then I put some butter, some brown sugar, some regular sugar, and then I rolled it up, and then I put some egg wash on top of it, and then I cooked it, and then I put some other things, egg wash on top of it, and then took it out, and it was amazing. My doorbell just rang. It's probably nobody. But what do you call? So I had a couple slices. It was absolutely amazing. But it's basically it's basically a cinnamon roll with a light heat at the back of your mouth. It was very, very good. I really enjoyed it, and it wasn't as spicy as I thought it was going to be too, which is very, very good. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did today. And I stood outside in a big jacket, and I played with Loki. I pretty much just stood and watched Loki play. I didn't really have much energy today. You know how like when you're sick and you just like feel weak, or like if you walk like 5 steps, you're automatically sweating. That's kind of what I've been up to today. But it was really good. Luckily, my kitchen upstairs, I have some rolling chairs at my dining room table, and so basically I was just rolling around my kitchen and just like using the KitchenAid mixer, putting flour. I have like a 10 bag, like massive bag of flour that I have, and I just chopped up some butter. It was a really chill day. Besides being sick, but there's stuff you can do even while being sick. Because I still want to like take Loki outside. He still has to get his exercise. If Loki doesn't get exercise, he does parkour over the furniture, and that's a no-no. So yeah, crazy day. But boring yet kind of fun, yet tiring, yet nice. But no Vegas. I don't go to Vegas until next March. So I'm in Vegas. Oh, FTX hearing. What is this? There's an FTX hearing going on this site. That's interesting. Okay. So I'm in Vegas from the 26th. Oh, that's behind my head. 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and 26th, 27th, 28th. Oh, this is February. Jesus. Okay, there we go. 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. I'm in Vegas all those dates, but I get back on Thursday and I leave Sunday morning. So it should be pretty fun. My friend's doing a trade show at the TCS West event, and he's going to be there from Monday to Friday. But I wanted to hang with him for part of it, and I wanted to make sure I'm not too gone from Loki. But he's going to this thing, TCS West, Las Vegas. I think this is what it's called. Tractor Supply, no. Oh, ICS West. Sorry, I got a media pass to go to this too, so I'm going to show up there maybe one day and just see what's going on. But it's basically all security stuff. Everything you'd want to know about security, it's there. So I'm just going to have some fun, take some pictures, and kind of see what I can do there. Yeah, and to kind of make context and whatnot. Should be very interesting. I'll be happy to share what I learned from there with you guys as well. But Vegas is 1 more month away. I can't wait to go for it. I still haven't even booked my room yet, but I'm still looking for a room that I like. I think I'm going to go for the Polo Towers or something like that, since I got some points there. Polo Towers or Westgate. Probably Polo Towers, though, since it's close to where my friend's staying. Let's see. And hey, Mo, happy to see you, my man. I have a put on the SPY, so hoping it drops. At this point, everything looks kind of weak except for Bitcoin. So chances are, especially with this China news, it should be falling down a little bit here. And I think what we saw on Friday, Kevin, was that there were some very large puts on the SPY actually on Friday, and they've already made a significant amount of money. I think there was also some big puts out there for Tesla as well. I have my window opening. Loki's just like fully extended at the window. Yeah. I don't know where I have it. I used to have that camera that I can show you Loki with over here, but I don't know what I did with it. I kind of just been moving everything around. I'm about to move my monitors, so my wide monitors over there and my small monitors over here. So when I look at stuff, oh, see, I didn't put my head back. When I look at stuff, I don't have to look at this. I more naturally I like to look at stuff like this, but I don't want to do this because it's awkward. Yeah, I know. I see you, dude. I see you. Here. Oh, there you go. Yeah, It's his dinner time. I didn't give him food yet. Oh, it's right there. And hey, Score Bagels. Hey, Ken. Big news. Freeport ING facilities finally reopened. Nat gas should jump. Oh, first shipment to Germany is on the 3rd. In the next few days, more Russian natural gas sanctions start. That'd be interesting. I mean, like, guys, this war just doesn't seem like it's going to be ending at all anytime soon, because it seems like the tactical thing that America is doing at this point is just using Ukraine to drain Russia's resources, because we're not giving Ukraine enough stuff to, like, kick the Russian army out. We're just giving them enough to make small gains against the Russians. And now the Russians have, I guess, a more competent leader. I'm not entirely sure. And they seem to be making some gains. But it seems like 1 week the Russians are just killing it. The next week the Russians are just losing it, or the Ukrainians are just kicking the Russians' ass, right? So I'm not entirely sure who to believe, because every week I'm just hearing conflicting information coming from the same outlet, like ABC News, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News says the same thing. I just keep on hearing, like, Russia's doing very, very well. Ukraine's doing very, very well. I was like, it's probably just one gigantic stalemate right now, but they just need to say something to the masses, right? But it's been very awkward because I don't know what to believe. But I'll be happy, Larry, if the LNG does to UNG does start moving up. That would be great, because we just spent a whole 2 weeks talking about how it'd be an okay idea, or in fact a good idea, or I would say an okay idea, to start investing in natural gases since they're so low, and we've started to have a slight level off. So if any of you guys do want to go into a more speculative trade, but definitely good from a technical perspective, a fundamentalist perspective of where the natural gas market is going, liquefied natural gas, I should say. Just natural gas. I do say there's a lot of good plays out there. Hopefully you guys buy some if you want to. If not, don't worry. There's going to be tons of other stuff to be trading at this point. And hey, Bite for good evening. Russian vodka. Oh, there you go. Russian. I don't remember the last time I actually had Russian vodka. When I drink vodka, it was normally Grey Goose. I think in college I had a lot of Grey Goose, because Costco sold these massive bottles for like dirt cheap, before it became like super expensive. And then before that, the only other vodka I would drink is Smirnoff or something. I don't know. I didn't really buy Smirnoff, but my friends absolutely loved the stuff. I liked beer, and I liked Scotch and whiskey. Whiskey was my thing to drink. I just like, you guys saw me. I like to just sip a cup of whiskey and just chill. Even if I'm at a party, I'll drink some whiskey. I've had way too many crazy drinks at frat parties and stuff like that. Way, way too many. I made keto cinnamon roll cake the other day. Ooh, Kevin, that sounds really good right there. You think Biden is calling for the shots, though? No, the puppet master is trying to make him look strong abroad instead of here in the USA. I mean, as far as Biden's concerned, remember, if you go back to the election, back when he was facing other Democrats, I think that's usually where you see the most, you can kind of see how people are labeled. For Biden, he's really never had a strong foreign policy. Remember, Biden didn't have one. Trump, I mean, like, honestly, Trump to me was surprising that he actually was able to kind of accomplish the stuff he did in the Middle East. I was really shocked that he was able to kind of have success over there when, like, Obama, who I thought was more competent, but just apparently not when it came to the like, you know, just getting stuff done, apparently. You know, but the way I look at it as far as Joe Biden is, hello. Yeah, I know. He doesn't understand the pulse of America, I don't think. I think maybe because he's a little bit older, and I think he just kind of doesn't understand the times of change, and that happens to all old people, right? I'm in my like late 20s. I'm 28, so I still have like the pulse of a little bit of older people. I'm kind of older in my own personality. I listen to freaking 70s music, for heaven's sakes, and other music, but you know, 70s music is usually my jam. Michael McDonald. But I think right now he's trying to work out some political angle, perhaps, because when it came down to it, I have some friends that live over in Ohio. They're friends from high school. But one of my friends is one of those people that was a staunch Obama voter. He voted for him twice. Then he voted for Trump once. Then he voted for, because I don't even know if he liked Trump. I just know he hated Hillary Clinton. I think there was a lot of that in 2016. And then he voted for Joe Biden this time for president. And then he voted Republican for House this year. And I'm like, the guy flip-flops all the time. I'm usually like, I kind of flip-flop a little bit, but not that much. And we were talking about it, and he was talking to me about how he was more pissed off at Biden right now because of what's going on in Ohio. I guess around his house there was acid rain, so it was kind of like messing with the paint of his car. And so when you have acid rain, no matter what the government says, oh, it's safe, that kind of makes you feel like you've been lied to by the government, especially the EPA, which is a federal agency, right? When I was talking to him, the other thing that really bothered him was Joe Biden won him over a little bit during the State of the Union. We actually watched State of the Union. There was a part in it where he said, "I know some of you guys feel forgotten, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that your voices are heard," right? And you see all these people in Ohio literally being forgotten, you know, because I don't think Pete Buttigieg has been there yet, and I don't think President Biden's been there. I don't think Kamala Harris has been there. You know, any of these people over there, and I think it's like their personal feelings over there are like, wow, you just forgot about us, right? But as far as Biden and like the puppet master and some of that, I don't think it's necessarily like a puppet master as far as like he's doing what he thinks is right. But because it comes off so much as tone deaf, people believe that he just doesn't know what's going, like he possibly can't be making this type of decision, right? But I think it's just what he thinks is the best. And again, that kind of doesn't fit the pulse, right? Remember, he kind of stole Trump's logo or thing that Trump's took from Reagan, you know, America First. America First means going to Ohio. It doesn't mean going to Ukraine. America First means spending a bunch of money on America's homeless people and not spending all this money across the world, right? So it's very weird, but he's not doing a great job, right? I can't like try to cover for him on that, but I don't think he's necessarily being controlled. I just think he's doing what he wants, and what he wants doesn't really fit what people would expect from their leadership, if that makes sense. Kind of a weird way to put it, I know. If I had my tinfoil hat, maybe I could come up with something different. But whenever I think about how politicians work, I think they're all trying to do it for their self-interest as a politician because he wants to be reelected. I think he sees that Democrats want to keep on supporting the war in Russia, and I think he'll get more of a political reward going to Ukraine than you would by going to Ohio, if that makes sense. They've already bungled up Ohio too much, and they just bungled up the shooting of the balloons that apparently weren't even Chinese. They were just like commercial balloons. So, it's about politics, right? We'll see how it goes. But what is it? Approval by party? Maybe I haven't looked up this yet. Party polls, maybe. This is December. I don't know how to. PBS. This is from February. That's okay. It is my local station. I love local TV. They have good cooking shows. See, 48% say they favor the U.S. providing weapons to Ukraine, with 29% opposed and 22% saying they're neither in favor nor opposed. Right. So that's still strong. Like, hey, we want to help out, but just it's going down, right? Americans are evenly divided on sending government funds directly to Ukraine, with 37% in favor and 38% opposed, with 23% saying neither. We want to send them ammunition, guns, perhaps, clothes, but we just don't want to send them cold hard cash, which I can totally understand. I think we're funding their pension plans now, and I'm not going to get a pension. My mom's not going to get a pension. I'm pretty ticked off about that. Like, why would we give them pension money, right? That type of stuff, I think, is what's causing so much frustration about the war. And I do think it's probably going to get worse. I don't think we're going to have a sudden boost of popularity for Ukraine in America. Personally, for me, most Ukrainians I've heard about in the news happen to be kind of racist towards black people. And maybe I'm just being petty because they're a different culture, but I'm like, yeah, I'm petty enough to be like, yeah, you're racist. I don't want my tax dollars technically going to you. So, but I'm black, so I have a different perspective. Back when all this Russia stuff started, they weren't even allowing black people to get on the trains to leave the country because they thought the seats were only for white people. Black people, we remember this type of stuff. White people, I don't know if you guys really remember that type of stuff or kind of keep it in the back of your head. But me as a African American, Mexican, Irish, Scottish, English, Spaniard, I remember this stuff. Oh, African. Oh my God, I said African American, but I also have some African in me. I'm going all over the place today, guys. I really am just sick, and I don't want to get to we're talking about serious stuff, but I'm kind of jamming with it, but not trying to make it so deep, if that makes sense. Let me show you guys this. What's it called? Stroshka vodka? I don't know what that is, Ken. I have no idea. I'm not much of a vodka drinker. Or I don't drink vodka straight. I'm much more of a put it in a tutti frutti drink. I know it's embarrassing, but I put it in a tutti frutti drink. What's that? Ancestry. I'll show you this and we'll get back over to crypto speak. Login. There's my login. All right. There we go. How do I do this? Do I have to pay for it now? My DNA result summary. Yeah, discover your DNA result summary. Oh, there you go. Oh, they're going to make me repay for it. But see, I'm kind of this weird splotter of a whole bunch of different places. Because my family is literally from all over the place. But if you ever wonder why I look like this, it's because I'm not really one thing. 18% indigenous Americas, 14% Nigerian, 11% Ivory Coast, 11% Cameroon. So I'm 33% black, 35% black. Then I got 11% Spain, 10% Irish, 5% Senegal. That's even more 35, 40% black. Germanic Europe, 4%, Mali 3, Indigenous Americas 2, Sweden, Denmark 2. These other ones all just kind of 1 in small amounts. But I got some, Spanish stuff over here. And Mexican, hello, that's all this area over here. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of shit inside of me, and it's good. Where do you think I get my luscious hair from? That's what all the black moms used to say growing up, because I didn't have like the smaller African American hair that's maybe a little bit more difficult to work with. My mom was always praised because my hair was like naturally curly. Makes life a lot easier apparently. Although it locked out a whole bunch of hairstyles that I couldn't have had when I was a kid. Never supposed to be a winner or loser in awards for the US, only sustained. Dude, guys, we can print a bunch of money. But like my big fear about this whole Russia-Ukraine war right now is not even Russia, it's not even Ukraine, guys. It's what happens if China gets involved. That will cause so much more harm to the American economy than anything Russia could do. Russia, guys, remember, Russia has like, before this war started, it really just had the same size economy as Italy. Remember, teeny tiny GDP, like really, really small. China, if we start a fight with China economically, it'll be painful for both sides. And again, that pain is something people don't want to feel because, for heaven's sake, they said like half of the people making over $100,000 a year or something like that are living paycheck to paycheck. You know how crazy that sounds? People are out there making $100,000 a year and they're still living paycheck to paycheck. Something is really wrong if that's the case. Because if they're living paycheck to paycheck and they get laid off, can you just imagine the carnage that's going to happen? Like it would just be just insane, absolutely insane. This whole world is going kind of crazy right now. But yeah, we drain other countries with our wars. We just drain them dry because we can just keep on printing money, right? Because we have the currency. And hey, Medi, can I check out FTM? I sure can for you. Let's go right here if I can find FTM. There we go. Let's go to the daily first. So we're in a little bit of a downtrend right now. Nothing too crazy at this point, right? If I was looking to buy back in this, I would honestly just wait for another opportunity for it to come maybe back down here a little bit more. Now, I don't think it would actually come all the way back down here unless it wanted to break down below the 50-day moving average. I would say you're probably expecting some type of lower move over here. Probably Wednesday. Wait. Oh, yeah, on Tuesdays, aren't we now? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sometime this week, you might see another move back down here, maybe back down towards 50 cents. From there, you might be looking to take more of an opportunity to trade the breakout. As far as I'm concerned right now, I'm still concerned that we're not going to have a really strong move going out this week, just because the NASDAQ and the SPY are kind of all testing out these levels of resistance. So if I wanted to trade this, I would go with the easy way of just trading the breakout. Or if you could find a smaller breakout here on the 4-hour chart. Oops, let me drag this back over here. A smaller break on the 4-hour chart, like maybe something like this, right? Like that. That might be a breakout I could buy going into that one. But at least at this point, you can see how the 200 is coming up bit by bit. We're about to have a death cross here pretty soon. That's probably not going to be good, probably sometime Wednesday. That might lead you all the way back down here to 43, in which case you're probably going to have to fight with this 50-day moving average here. So I think the easiest play is to do a bounce off of the 50 for like 24 hours, or wait for a breakout here that you could try to trade back up here to this level of resistance around 57 cents. Which, I mean, you know, 53 to 57, that's not a terrible play. But if you're still holding, I would say make sure you have your stop losses set in case the overall market is not able to break out above that like $25,000 level for Bitcoin. In which case, you're going to see a lot of these coins that have had really good rallies die back off a little bit more, just coming back down here to maybe the 42 cents level or so. But again, this coin right here, if this goes back down to the support, that's like a 20% loss. So that's why I'm like, hey, be careful about those levels, okay? One last thing here. If this is the bottom, you know, your price target might be something up here around 72 cents. I would say probably have your first scale up point here at 62 cents, then 63, then move it up here to 67, then all the way up here to 72. I'd be more cautious though, because again, you do want to make sure this breakout's occurring. But if you do want to play this breakout, play it wisely. Just have a stop loss probably at the low for here from yesterday, which happens to be around 49.90. I would maybe just 50 cents if you want to make it easier. Because again, right now on Bitcoin, still testing, still trying to break out here. And honestly, I think we can. It's just the overall stock market that's giving me more bearish vibes, not so much the crypto market. We've been getting slammed every time we want to break out, sure, but at least we're still coming back up, and you can see the buyers are still there, you know, gathering all those people that sell, that everybody's buying back in and trying to make another move. Am I buying? No, but if there's a breakout, sure, I'll buy it. But again, I'm just more concerned that this rally is not going to be sustainable for much longer. The only reason EPA and FEMA are going to Ohio now is because Trump is going to Ohio on Wednesday. So, okay, so if Trump's going to Ohio, he's being very smart politically. And, you know, I think he probably got a call from somebody like a JD Vance. I think that's his name. Yeah, JD Vance. Because JD Vance posted that video of himself in the creek in Ohio, and he just like drug a stick along the bottom, and it looked like freaking like all these chemicals came out of nowhere. I thought it was fake at first until I saw the people doing the same thing, and the local news now was like, oh man, like here. Oh, you see how Twitter changed up its new page? I was very confused about this, but I think it works out fine. How do I want to do this? JD Vance? Yeah, JD Vance. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I need to figure this stuff out because I don't actually like look at these politicians all too much, except for like the media. Yeah, media. Okay, so here we go. Let's turn on the volume. Let's go full screen here. Okay, this is it.
Here at Leslie Run, and there are dead worms and dead fish all throughout this water. So, something I just discovered is that if you scrape the creek bed, it's like chemical is coming out of the ground. Can you come here? And let me just show this to people. I don't know if you're going to see this on camera, but watch this. Just see this chemical pop out of the creek. This is disgusting. And the fact that we have not cleaned up the train crash, the fact that these chemicals are...
Okay, then he's going into more of like, you know, blah, 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 politics stuff. But what do you call, like that freaking scared the living daylights out of me. Like if that was in the water around here, like imagine having a dog in that area. Like you have to be so careful that your dog does not even leave the house because they might go drink some river water and they get cancer in like a few years, right? Like that's how crazy this, or they could probably die in a few weeks. Like that's how absolutely crazy this is. Or with the acid rain stories I've been hearing about, imagine you having an outside dog that kind of manages things on the farm with you. You know, just imagine that, like you're working outside one day, or you have cows, or like it's just like, again, imagine beef being hit by acid rain. Now this isn't like acid rain from a TV show. It's like and it's sizzling over everything. But you got to really think about it. Like, whoa, what the heck is going on over here? Like rain, Ohio. I guess, you know, it's funny that I feel like I just should go to Twitter and search these things because I know it'll be a lot easier to find this stuff through Twitter than actually going through like the formal news organization, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. So the videos. Look at that. That is so freaking weird. Like, now I haven't seen videos like this. Mostly what I've been looking at has been like with the remains on the cars. Like this. Do in that circumstance, like you can't just call up Ohio. Like, can you imagine how much all this is going to cost if it's even admitted to, right? I don't know if it's going to be admitted to. Like, now the one I saw was all the way from New York, so like, I don't know, dude. It's just so freaking nuts. And so as this story gets more and more coverage, like I don't know if it will get more coverage, right? I watch CNN today, I watch Fox News today, and I watch MSNBC today. MSNBC really didn't talk about the Ohio stuff too much. They were talking a lot because it was a big news day for Biden about him being in Ukraine, right? CNN talked about it for a little bit, but they were more like the tests are in. Is it safe to drink the water? And they, like, you know, they were going off. The EPA says yes. It's very safe to drink the water. Everything is safe there. And there's a clinic at the church now. Fox News said something similar, except for Fox had more of a like we still don't know because people are experiencing rashes, and they talked about more about the symptoms people are feeling, and they were more like, hey, they didn't say the EPA was lying, but they was like, hey, something must be wrong if people are vomiting, if people are having like gigantic rashes over their body, or people are having bad headaches and migraines. Something must be wrong, right? But nobody has caught on to the acid rain yet, so I wonder when that story is going to break, or if it does break, right? Because I feel like if something's on Twitter, I'm sure that journalists have seen it. I'm just wondering if they're not sure if it's real or not, right? That could always be a problem, right? Anything you see on social media, you don't want to just take it as a fact, but you might want to say like, hey, do you have any proof of this? Hey, like I'm a reporter for the Washington Post, New York Times, what other big national newspapers, big paper A, whatever, and they should try to make a story out of it at least. But you have to, like, for me, it's just like my conspiracy hat has never been on like more conspiratorial as like what's going on here in Ohio. And I think that's primarily because I have a few friends out there, and this acid rain stuff has been like the scariest I've ever heard. Like acid rain, like kidding me? Like my mom said that back when she was a kid, there was acid rain in the 80s, which I believe her, but I'm just like, geez, I mean, like we're a long way from the 80s. I hope, right? It's like 40 plus years at this point. And APHX can take a look at Sheeb. I sure can. What's going on here? I can see me rocking a mean pompadour. I could probably do that. I am Canadian American. Nice and simple, my man. I don't know why. I mean, like I know why I have so much stuff in me, but it's like crazy when you think about it. So crazy. Like my grandfather is straight like black. My dad is like straight Hispanic. My grandmother was a very like white European, and that's why when she got with my grandfather, who's very, very black, that's why he got like me coming out of nowhere, mixed with the Mexican at the last minute. Crazy. Like, that's why my mom's like 6'4". I'm only like I'm 5'11" and 3/4. I'm like 6 foot, like 6 foot with shoes, but I'm not actually 6 foot tall. 5'11" 3/4, whatever. But my mom is like 6'4", everybody. My mom is massive. My sister is like 5'9", 5'8". My mom is like whew, tall. Now, as far as Sheep is concerned, let's go over here. I mean, it's still climbing up bit by bit. I don't really like this chart right now because you can see how we're like slowly creeping up. Usually when we slowly creep up, we have a pretty drastic fall out of nowhere, so I'm a little bit more hesitant about that. At this point, though, as long as you can keep us, or as long as Sheep can really stay above this trend line right here, I wouldn't be overly concerned, I guess. But really, when you go over here to the 4-hour chart, for me, because I'm more skeptical about this week, I might have a scale out stop loss here than a formal stop loss here. So if we drop down below this line, I might sell like 20 to 30% of my position just to be safe. And then, excuse me, if we break down below this line, then I'm just closing the entire position because I think Sheep is one of those coins that can fall very, very fast if given the opportunity, where it might just fall all the way back down here to 119 level or so. And that would be a drop of about like 10-11% from where we currently are. On the bullish side here, though, what you'd be hoping for is more of just a resistance breakout right around there of like 1395, probably closer to 14. However, if that does break out, you really don't have too much working for you at that point. Maybe this one, I guess. Let's see. Stopped, and stopped. Okay. You might see some resistance back up here around 1145, possibly up here at the one level of 1505. That'd be a pretty good level if you're buying right now around 10%. For me, though, I'd start scaling out here at 3%, scale a little bit more around 7. So maybe scale at 10% there, 20 to 30% here, then try to get the rest of it up here. But if you do manage to break above this 1446 level, I'd actually move that stop loss all the way up here, probably up towards the higher end, though. Shiba is usually like a pretty fun thing to kind of play around with when you get the chance. But you can see on the 4-hour chart, you can see how these moving averages are getting closer and closer together. If this thing doesn't have a big pop here before the end of the week, this thing is definitely coming back down here to 118 levels, like back down here to these support levels, okay? So be careful with it. It's not one of my favorite plays right now, but it's something I'm still holding a little bit of because I do want to scale out, or I want to see if I can scale it a little bit longer, okay? Scale out of it at a little bit of a higher price, excuse me. Back over here on the daily chart, though, again, it's creeping up bit by bit. No matter which trend line you guys are going to be using, just you don't want it to break this uptrend because that's when things get really, really nasty. It had a golden cross, and it's been moving up okay ever since then. it's going to die back down eventually here, and that's my main concern. Probably closer to the end of the week, though, unless we have like a really bad market tomorrow. But I would say if the market continues to go sideways like it has been, you probably see some really bad stuff happening Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, excuse me. Yeah, Thursday, Friday, probably. I keep on forgetting today is not Tuesday, or today is not Sunday, excuse me. But yeah, watch this uptrend here. On the other side, you're just facing with some decent levels of resistance. Again, I would probably be selling out all right around here. I wouldn't be trying to hope for some larger move all the way up here, nothing like that. Just down here, I'm not expecting some massive rise. If you do want to scale out there, if you do want to have like this level of resistance around 118, so to speak, at that point, your first scale up point is going to be all the way up here towards 15. 1460, and then you're just going to have one up here at 16, then 17, then the 18 level up here. Okay, but for me, I'm much more conservative about how I'll be trading SHIB right now. Hopefully though, it has a nice big move before this Thursday, Friday, which it could definitely do, especially since Bitcoin's still trying to break out here. Bitcoin at this moment, guys, is just yearning for a push, yearning for a breakout. It's just like not happening. We're continuing to have this like consolidation phase, and you saw we tried to break out about an hour ago here, and we just got knocked back down, just like every other time we're trying to make a nice little move, right? Just be happy it's not a big move like this, or a nasty move like that, or a nasty move like that. Be happy it's just a small little move so far, and we're just kind of chilling off our guardboard sideways with it. Move that right back over here. There we go. I do Litecoin. Yeah, I haven't really. Litecoin is one of those things I just don't watch. I just kind of observe every now and again when you guys ask me to. Just like Bitcoin, it is at a level of resistance, but it's given up some ground since that resistance level. What are we looking at here? Let's go to the weekly chart first. There it is. Yeah, we're pretty much fighting with that 200 weekly moving average after having a golden cross between the 20 and the 50. Really just battling with the resistance level that was here for a while ago. Let me just draw the line here for you. See right here? We're just battling with that on top of the 200 weekly moving average. At this point in time, you're really at a major level of resistance. So if you haven't scaled out any yet and you want to lock in some profits, potentially you bought some over here in 50, or if this is a swing trade, I would say. If it's a longer term trade, you don't have to bother with it. Some of you guys don't want to trade anything when it comes to your long term assets. Don't worry about it. But if you were doing a swing trade and you're just looking to lock in some gains and you bought anywhere down here or even up here or anywhere down here, I would say this is a good opportunity for you to make at least your first scale out point, and maybe just sell off 10 to 20% of whatever position you have. This is just what I would do, not what you should be doing. And then from there, making sure that we really don't fall back down below this 50-day moving average. If that occurs, we're probably going to be looking at a pretty nasty move here, which brings us back down below that 50-day moving average and possibly brings us back down here to 82 over the next week or so. So I'm looking at this trend line right here. And, we have an opportunity to kind of break out. I assume you hold it, but you can see that death cross that's going to be forming sometime Sunday or so if we're not able to continue to move up higher and really break out above this level of resistance, which happens to be really around $102.65. Doesn't look terrible at this point, but this weakness that we're seeing consistently at this level of resistance, usually that's a point where I'd want to scale out at least a little bit, not sell everything, but just scale it a little bit here if I own any. I'm not, because this isn't my Ledger Nano. I'm not going to sell it. But watch out for that death cross that's going to be coming. Usually these death crosses usually don't bode well for the asset. Last time we had one was right here. Not much bad happened here. I always forget Litecoin did its own thing. This one was bad, but that wasn't too bad. This one over here was kind of worse. But after a big rally, that's what it comes down to. Are we rallying or not? This has had a pretty decent rally. Let's go to the 4-hour here. The 4-hour is showing some weakness here as well. Hitting some short-term support. Yeah, just watch out for the death crosses on the 4-hour chart and the daily chart. But right now, looks a little weak to me. I'm hoping it can move up a little bit higher. But the way I see it at this point in time, it's not really looking like I want to buy this. I just more want to scale out of what I already have and try to get the most bang for my buck, because it hasn't had an amazing move the past few weeks. Uh, 5-minute chart. There we go. And hey, Kevin, most of the pets that died. See, like that freaking dude. Like nobody should have a pet die. Nobody should ever have a pet die. like from the government and the railroad industry. Like, if like your dog like dies from something like I don't know what, but more understandable when it's the government's fault and the railroad industry's fault. You kind of have a right to be very ticked off at the government. And the fact that nobody seems to be covering this stuff like you would expect them to be, right? Like, sometimes I wish Trump was still president just because, whenever anything bad happened in America, the media would, claim it was all his fault, that he did it. But, even if it wouldn't, the most of the time it wasn't his fault, but the attention it got, when it bring in donations, people would be able to help, and, support would come. You don't really see that happening right now, and it makes me very cynical. It makes me very cynical. And while I'm a cynic at heart, I don't like to be cynical about something this horrible, right? Like, I think of this as being something like an extreme tragedy that's absolutely terrible. But when I turn on the news, it's just not a big deal. So when this happens to me personally, I feel like I'm slightly going crazy because I'm this is a big deal, isn't it? Huge plumes of smoke, animals dying in their houses, kids vomiting, kids with rashes. The government saying everything's okay, but don't drink the well water after they did say it was okay to drink the well water. Remember, they said it was okay to drink the water at first. They said it was fine to go home and everything was clean. And then you start seeing the videos of the water. You start seeing that how many areas get their water from those rivers and creeks, the well water, stuff like that. Yeah, it makes me just question everything. And hey, Nathan, thank you very, very much for the super chat, my man, and I appreciate it so much, man. Let me know if you have any more questions, my man. Is that vehicle in Canada? Yes, it was in Canada. The other one I saw was off of TikTok. Acid rain. New York. Maybe go to TikTok.com. Simpsons. Everybody's making fun of Simpsons. Maybe this is one. I don't know. I'm keeping it muted in case they have some weird music, because this is TikTok. So I don't know if this is acid rain or whatever. Again, I'm not going to say it is. It says rain dried and looks like dirt or pollen. Right? So maybe it's just dirt or pollen. I'm not going to say it's not. There was a video I saw. Maybe it was in New York. Acid rain. Definitely acid rain. Let's see. I don't know. That doesn't look like acid rain to me. So let's see. At the same time, you're never sure if people are lying or not. Like that, I don't know. I wouldn't touch this stuff. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be chemicals in there. Real Ohio rainwater test. Less than 9, we are good. Can't tell what it's doing. It looks like it's okay. .56, 7.53. Doesn't look that bad from this rainwater test. I'm not entirely sure if this is real rainwater or not, but I like this comment over here. 3.6 Rodigan. Not terrible, not great. That's from the movie Chernobyl. But that's at 7. That's probably not the best thing here. I'll have to try to find it. But it doesn't seem like things are working out that great as far as how all this stuff is going down, unfortunately. So I feel bad for everybody out there. Oh, it's right here. The train company was offering residents $100,000 beginning to 9. Well, I heard that they were going door to door to try to get people to get money, but in order to get money, they had to sign away their rights to sue them down the road, right? I feel like a judge would throw that out for being predatory, and they were probably lying about what was going on when they were signing those contracts, right? So we'll see what happens, because I know some people probably fell for the trick, but there's usually a decent amount of justice, at least in the courts, maybe not necessarily in Congress, but courts, sure. My average for Dogecoin is at 10 cents with 61,000 coins. Is 30 cents the first best place to take out 50%? Depends on your time frame, one true Adam. As far as I'm concerned for Dogecoin, I'm not scaling out of Dogecoin really until it hits like 40, 50 cents. This was the same strategy I used last time. Last time it was much more perilous to scale out at 50 cents because you just weren't sure how high it was going to go. For now, if you wanted to scale out at 30 cents, it's a little bit conservative. But yes, I would think that'd be a great opportunity for you to sell off some of it. And then from there, I would go from every 10-cent increment, you could sell off another 10% until it gets to the point where you feel like, so let's say you sell off 50% at 30 cents. If you get to 40 cents, right? If you get to 40 cents, you scale another 10%. If it drops all the way back to 30 cents, you can scale out another 10% or 20%. You can also alternate those scale up points as you wish. But normally the way I went last time was I scaled out half around 50 cents. I scaled out another 10% at 60 cents, then 70 cents, another 10% each. And then I bought back another 10% back when we had a big dip back down to like the 60s, high 50s. And then I didn't sell that 10% because I got caught up in the downward move after SNL. And then I was just like, might as well hold it for the next cycle. I'm a big Dogecoin guy. I made a lot of money on YouTube during that Dogecoin experience as well. So I was like, might as well just hold Dogecoin. And I think at this point, I'm the #1 Dogecoin channel by views, even though I guess I'm not technically a Dogecoin channel anymore. I'm going to be doing more Dogecoin technical analysis because I know that's why a lot of people joined the channel to begin with. But I think I'm the #1 Dogecoin channel by views right now, as far as the channels that came up during that crazy event. I'm pretty sure I'm #1 now. I get more views than Matt Wallace now. But as far as Dogecoin, yeah, that seems like a reasonable spot to start scaling out. Understand that if there is more positive news down the road, there is always ways you could change that, okay? So let's say that Elon Musk incorporates Dogecoin into Twitter, but it happens to be during a bear market, okay? That, to me, would suggest that, hey, Dogecoin is going to go even more parabolic during the next altcoin season. So at that point, maybe you only want to scale at 30%, right? At 50 cents, or 30% at, what were we saying here? 30% at 30 cents. Yeah, only 30% 30 cents, right? So make sure to keep track of what's going on in the news, because as we get more positive news as far as Dogecoin, then you might actually be able to get more bullish and be able to move your scale out points just a little bit, or alter the different percentages of what you want to scale out. Kind of crazy Ohio isn't getting much coverage. That, to me, it's not even crazy the amount of coverage they're getting, because like the news, I'm used to the news kind of just making this stuff kind of look small. But it's crazy how they're acting like everything is fine and that the residents there are just worried about nothing. That's what's really confusing about the media narrative out there. It's not that they're saying like they're not just like talking about it. They're talking about it a little bit, but they're acting like the residents are somehow just like, they're kind of paranoid because Republicans are questioning the EPA and stuff. I'm like, guys, like, imagine going back to your home and all of your chickens are dead. Imagine boiling water in your house and chemicals are spewing out as you boil the water. Like, in what world do these people those are legitimate concerns by any metric out there. Those are legitimate concerns, right? And like the way like CNN in particular, because I watch a lot of CNN, I watch a lot of Fox and MSNBC just to kind of hear it. Well, not a lot, but I try to watch some of it to see what's going on politically for the markets. They're like, these people have concerns, but like so far the EPA, like they make big things that EPA says it's safe. Everybody says it's safe. Just don't drink bottled water. Like somehow like kids aren't having massive rashes. Kids aren't puking. Like they're minimizing it. The easy way to say it, I'm kind of ranting. They're minimizing it when they really shouldn't. And I just can't believe that they're doing it, right? I don't really have a high regard for any one news organization out there. CNN, Fox, MSNBC, even CNBC. I really don't have a high regard for any of them. But there are certain points where like I'm just like, you're a bastard. Like, you know, I'm like, I hold them in contempt. Like, it's like, damn. Like, you know, like, damn. Like, we all know that the news lies to us every now and again, but there are times when you're just like, damn, like, really? Like, now? Like, you doing it for this? Like, if they're lying about something, like, so minor that I don't care about it, most of the time, like, they lie about all types of stuff. I don't care. But stuff like this, I'm like, you really would, like, lie about this? Like, it kind of gives me, it always shapes my perception. Like, man, I gotta really remember this for next time I want to believe something you're telling me. Remember what you said about Ohio. And I think that's why the trust in media, like, they have those polls that trust, like, how much people trust media, like, trust in media polls, right? News 27 days ago. It's not even giving me a good poll here. Anytime past month. Fortune, okay, maybe. Trusted media is so low that half of Americans now believe that the news organizations deliberately mislead them. I mean, like, I'm not alone, right? I am not alone. And I just feel like I don't know. It just feels kind of weird how they do stuff, and I think that's because they all want to be opinionative and they all want to, like, do something, but they all need ratings as well. Ratings really drive this market, and with a lot of the stuff like the Washington Post going into the subscription model, when they go into the subscription model, they have to make the people who subscribe happy. Who are the people that pay for the Washington Post? Liberals, right? So they have to make stuff that liberals like, and so therefore, if they have to keep on doing that, the perception of everybody else that's not paying for them as well, they just want to do liberal stuff. Like, they're just doing liberal articles. And then the overall credibility gets devalued. And then you get to the point where they can only cater to that group of people because no moderate or no conservative is going to say, like, hey, I trust the Washington Post to give me straight down the middle facts, right? Same thing happened in the New York Times. Like, the subscription model makes you cater to those people who pay the bills. And that's not like a bad thing, but when the media, there are consequences to it, right? I'm trying to buy maybe 20 to 30 Litecoin. I didn't get to buy when I was at $50. I was looking for the bottom in the next week to lock in to buy. Nathan, to be frank, you want to stop trying to climb out the window? Sorry, that's Loki over here. The way I would approach Litecoin right now, because historically it's been something that I think. What's the matter? Do you see something out there? I think he's like smelt a coyote or something, and he loves to, like, try to chase down coyotes. When I look at Litecoin here, this has always been one of the best coins to dollar cost average, because as you dollar cost average, it, or like, here, let me go to, this is the right chart for Litecoin. No, it's not the right chart for Litecoin. Let's go here to, there we go. Okay. Ever since it initially had a major rally back over here in 2017, I bought Litecoin in this rally. And I really haven't sold it because I really have just had no need. I've always, like, during this last rally, I was like, maybe Litecoin will go up to like $1,000. I was really hoping to sell it at $1,000. Nope. This is back when Coinbase was so ugly and small, but you just bought something, you're like, oh my God, I got crypto. I'm finally in. Back before, and it was like, tradable. People was like, I wanted to own it because I'm going to hold it for a long time. This thing, since like 2017, has done nothing but go sideways, okay? Doesn't mean you can't own it. I still have some. This is not something I'm, like, excited about necessarily, but it's something I own nonetheless. I would say when it comes to Litecoin, I like to dollar cost average into this, because no matter how you look at it, it's usually going to be an okay opportunity because it always comes back down. Like, again, 2018 was all the way down here, COVID all the way down here. So far in June, so far in this bear market, which probably will take it slower, we're only at like $43 for that low here, okay? I would say you could buy some in here if you wanted to, like do a chunk buy, but I would always do dollar cost averages, and keep on buying and buying and buying. It's worked out a lot with any coin that I bought, dollar cost averaging. But if you do just want to buy some, so you can say, like it's $96, it's not going to take a lot of money to buy a few. You can, dude, you just want back rubs today. I would really say dollar cost averaging is going to be the best thing you could do. That was the monthly chart. Here's the daily chart. You can kind of see how it definitely just had a really crazy time. Let me turn off the indicator here. Right. Definitely having some big bumps. We're kind of in that middle zone right now. At this point, I would still say it's a safe play just to dollar cost average in here, especially because there's a good chance that the economy is going to falter here over the next year, next few quarters, next 2 quarters. Next 2 quarters. That's going to bring the price back down here. But it's an okay opportunity if you wanted to buy in bulk. I would just say I'm more of the guy that likes dollar cost averaging Litecoin because, I started dollar averaging Litecoin over here back in 2019. Worked out. I still kept on dollar cost averaging here. Came all the way down COVID. I bought a chunk of it. Dollar cost average. Eventually when the bull market started, then I started selling some off. But my original Litecoin, I'm not really planning on selling it until we get to $1,000. And right now we're only at like 900. Excuse me, 96. We got a while to go. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's just my premise at this point on this channel is I think that the market is going to reach another level of new lows here as we go into a recession. But I could be wrong. Like I'm in the minority right now as far as people talking about, we're going to go into a recession. We're going to make new lows in the stock market and the crypto market. I am in the minority. If Erin Brockovich showed up to Ohio, it's a serious health matter. Look her up. Mike, she means business helping these people. Hey, GT, I'll definitely look up after the stream. If anybody is out there doing, I know there's so many small people, not even small people, non-governmental people doing stuff, and it always makes me somebody's doing something about it because, gosh darn it, it's actually I can look up right now. I forgot I have my display open here. Dude, you need to calm down. You want to say hi to everybody? Up. Yeah. No, I got beard oil on. You can't lick the beard oil. Yeah. See? This guy. Oh. We're going to be good? Sit. 1, 2, 3. Up. Nicely. Good boy. Okay. That guy, my gosh. Okay. Is an American legal clerk, whistleblower, and consumer advocate and environmental activist who was instrumental in building a case against Pacific Gas and Electric Company, PGE, involving groundwater contamination in Hinckley, California, with the help of attorney Ed Marcy in 1983. That's good. What do you call? I hope she gets some stuff done because, my gosh, I feel like I feel so bad for the people there. I'm going to go to bed tonight not really thinking about what's going on in Ohio, but I'm still worried about it when I wake up, right? So it's not like I'm losing sleep over this. I don't want to say I'm really just trying to spread the word. I'm some good person because I'm talking about Ohio, but I feel bad. It's not like I don't feel bad about it. I wish I could do something for it, but it's just kind of, maybe I'll hold a fundraiser stream or something like that. Probably not. But what do you call? It just seems so wild that the government and the media would kind of do this. Do it like this. Not do this, but do it like this. Do I think Dogecoin is hitting 30 cents? Yeah, it'll hit 30 cents again, but I don't think anytime soon, unless we have some type of really fundamental change in the fundamentals of the economy. We have to have inflation go down and rates starting to be cut before Dogecoin hits 30 cents, unless we have some type of really, really good news event around Dogecoin, like Dogecoin's on Twitter. Twitter is now some type of crypto app where you can buy and sell assets. That type of stuff is what you need to have if you want to see Dogecoin hit 30 cents. That's the type of stuff right there. And hey, Rob, happy to see my man. Open a fire hydrant to clean the pipes, then run the water in your house till it clears. LOL. They use wells to get the water. Dude, you are. I know. You are just wanting to play. I played with him for over an hour today while sick, and this guy still wants to play. Huh. I think you smell something outside and you want to go get it. His tail is wagging very hard right now. Up. Yeah. Yeah. You gonna be good now? No, no more treats. You had enough treats. Go upstairs. He's just staring at me blankly like I'd like some pets. Um see. And hey Ken, there's been no more news as far as Binance is concerned, at least from what I've seen. The big news is still that they might have transferred like a couple years ago now $400 million into a hedge fund that's owned by CZ. And the other news about the BUSD, it's still happening. They're not having any more BUSD, and people continue to sell their BSUD for regular stable coins like the Tether and stuff like that. No more negative press around them, I guess, at this point. There still are those few red flags that make me a little bit more concerned. And I started a DCA into STMX. Dude, nice. I like STMX a lot. It does have some nice little pumps here. This is definitely something I would say dollar cost average into. Don't buy in bulk. This thing has a small enough market cap where you should be fine. And you can see the price of this asset, right? It's gone up, it's gone down, right? In the scheme of things, going to the weekly chart, this is still an okay opportunity for you guys to be dollar cost averaging into it. Even back over here when I was dollar cost averaging back over here on like what 0.0036, still fine. I think it could, even right now at 0.007, still working out fine. It's not back to a penny yet. It'll get back to a penny probably maybe a couple weeks or so if we're lucky. But really, if it gets back up here to 10 cents, the all-time highs, you're looking at a 1,400% profit right there, and that'd be great. But I'm really hoping this thing gets a little bit larger than that because, when we talk about this is one of those smaller market cap coins. See, 72 million market cap, very small, so you don't have to put much money in there, which is why I like it a lot. People are shilling it here. No, this shilling Swin, whatever this is. Oh, I guess it's having a spike today. Yeah, penny coin. Let's see. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to go over here to the website. They actually have a company, and that's why I like it. They actually have a company. So as they grow and as they have they have deals with New Balance, eBay, Nike, Groupon, Levi's, Agata, Sonos, whatever. They have, I'm sure that their coin will get more traction as time goes on, especially after the SEC and the government cracks down. Since they have a solid business, I'm sure they're going to be able to continue doing what they've been doing, whereas other shit coins that really don't have much of a business behind them, they may face more hurdles from the government as far as regulation. So that's why I'm glad they actually have something working out for them, and they've revamped their website here, as you guys can see. And it reminds me a lot of some of the speculative bets we made, like with BGB. I've sold off enough. I haven't sold off any in the last few days, but you go to all. We bought this sucker back over here when I started talking about it, and this is just because I was I was with BitKit at the time, and I was like, I might as well try it. They had a good copy trade platform, Now it's all the way over here. So I'm hoping a lot of coins follow that same type of movement here. But again, it's what we bought it like when it was under $100 million market cap. Now it's up to $585 million market cap. I've already scaled out a chunk of mine here. And I'm holding the rest to see what happens during the next bull market. But I mean, no, the same thing happens with STMX. I'll be there to scale out some as well. But this market cap here for BGB is all the way up here at 545 now. Market cap used to be, again, like, it didn't record it until just recently. This is 260. We had the big pump, so I don't know. Yeah, like 160, something like that, less than 100. Let's see, there we go. But definitely interesting to be watching. For everyone takes everybody, Bitcoin's up 50% year to date. Ethereum's up 41. BNB's up 30. XRP's up 16. ADA's up 60. Binance Coin is, Matic is up 93, Dogecoin's up 25, Solana's up 160 because Solana got hit hard from the FTX debacle. Polkadot's up 70, Litecoin's up 35, Sheep's up 66. You're seeing a lot of big moves here, a lot of big moves this year. I don't know how much longer they're going to really be able to fight there, right? There we go. All right. Is Dent a good investment? Maybe for dollar cost averaging, but if you're talking about the crypto, try to find out how they're going to make money. That's always the trouble I've been having with them. Seems okay, but like, how do they really expand from where they're currently at? And AGT Loki, I know he's down here now, sitting, wagging his tail since I said his name. He's been having a good day, a really fun day outside. I let him dig out and dig rocks out of the ground. That's pretty much what he does all day. Dig rocks out of the ground and play with the rocks, unless I throw the stick at him. Not at him, but for him. And then basically what he does is he sharpens up his claws on the rocks, and it's really cute. But he has these really sharp claws now, because all he does is sharpen them on rocks. And I'm like, hey, if he doesn't want me to trim his front nails and likes to sharpen them, I'm fine with that, because he doesn't tear up anything in the house. He just hurts me every now and again, but I'm fine with it. But he does let me trim his back toenails because he doesn't get those sharpened as much on the rocks. Loki, up. I don't know if you guys can see his paws, but he's been grinding these suckers down. Oh, you guys can't see this, but yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. He doesn't like me touching his paws, but he'll let me touch them. That's the good thing. He doesn't want me to, but he'll let me if I ask, or if I just hold it. Yeah. Okay. And hey, Aaron, happy to see you back, man. Good to see you tonight. Glad I could out the live stream while finishing off my honey pineapple ribs. Ooh, those sound good. I just made bread today. I made cinnamon roll bread, a classic bread with some Parmesan cheese, some rosemary, some onions on it. And then I made this a loaf of bread with some sesame seeds and salt. Oh, they all have salt on them, I guess, except for the cinnamon rolls. Let me see myself a picture off of it. Guys, I'm sick and on NyQuil medication, so I'm really drowsy right now, if you guys haven't noticed. But I wanted to stream because I haven't been able to stream over the weekend. So let me send myself a message here. Coinbase price alert. Bitcoin Cash is at 4.36%. So let's send that here. Subject pics. The picture is going to be an insert photo video. There you go. Send that over. Actual size. There you go. Yeah, but I got a nice loaf of bread. I'll show it to you guys here in a second if I can just find the picture of it. Gmail. Technically, the loaf is for my mom because she's actually starting to like my bread more than the store bread, so I've been making bread for her. But the flatter bread and everything. Oh, you guys don't see. I only sent the picture of the one. But the flatter bread is for myself, and the cinnamon rolls are for myself as well. Let's see. There it goes. Okay. Download it. Let's open it up. There you go. Nice little loaf of bread. Now it's stuck a little bit, as you guys can see on the top right there, but still a nice little loaf of bread. It's nice, it's soft, it's thick, it's perfect for, my mom likes it for butter and jam, basically. Because my mom's been on, she can't really have much sugar because she's diabetic. So she can good bread with a sugar-free jam, it makes a big difference in the quality of your daily breakfast. If apparently that's what she says, but I believe her. See, and hey Patrick, sorry, tinfoil hat moment. What do you call? What do you even say that was tinfoil hat though? I mean, guys, most tinfoil hat stuff, in my opinion, is not stuff that I would say is absolutely crazy. It's just because I'm always afraid of YouTube demonetizing me if I say something out of line. I don't even want to do a full Ohio video because I'm scared of what YouTube would do to the channel if I talked about this in a way, for a whole video about Ohio, right? So it's not even so much tinfoil as it is just me being cautious. Now there's a lot of stuff if I specifically say oh, I have a tinfoil moment and I'm oh, this could be something like that, and I talk ooh, this could be cool, yeah, that's usually a tinfoil hat moment. When it comes to stuff about Ohio though, I'm damn, it kind of scares me. That's right here. This is the 5th time Bitcoin is trying to break the 25K but keeps getting rejected. What are the chances it's going to start downtrend? If yes, how I'd probably say a 60% chance we have a downtrend, not really based off of the Bitcoin technicals, because even though we've been getting kind of hammered around, right, over the last week or so, there's still been tons of buyers that are picking us up, and we still have these higher lows. I think, if you really want to get bearish on Bitcoin, we have to break down below this trend line here. then also break the low of this day, which is around 23,841. If we close down below this, then we're heading straight back down here to like the 21,000, 22,000 level, and it's not even going to be, it's going to be scary how fast we drop. But really, you know, be careful if we break down below 23,841. But even if we break down below this small flag that we're making out, I still wouldn't be overly concerned because we've already had so many breakdowns so far. And we've had some pretty big moves. But again, the buyers have been there to pick us back up. And the overall stock market during this time really hasn't been like it's been going sky high, right? Like this was back over here, February 15th. NASDAQ, February 15th. Oh yeah, I forgot. Crypto is always 24 hours. The 15th for the NASDAQ was right here. We've been going sideways, guys. Like, again, sideways since the 2nd of February. The 2nd of February is right here. Bitcoin, NASDAQ, you know, we just haven't been looking that strong as far as the overall stock market, but Bitcoin keeps on roaring on here. So, you know, if something's going to bring Bitcoin down, I think it would actually just be the NASDAQ or the SPY. Again, both facing resistance levels, both coming back down bit by bit, both not looking very strong after the breakouts. But at least after these breakouts, we can consider ourselves going more sideways now, at least, and not really looking at some type of really scary drop-off point like this or this, right? If we're going to have another big scary drop like that, it's going to be off of economic data because at this point, even though we had a harder than expected inflation report, you know, you're seeing like a very irrational rally where you're seeing a lot of traders enter the market and a lot of long-term investors exit the market because they're like, hey, we know the economy is most likely going to tank in the next few quarters. Why not use this opportunity to sell it right now? Because we missed selling out of the SPY over here back, you know, in December. We missed out on selling it over here in last September as well. Why not just sell it now? And then when it comes back down over time, yeah, we'll be able to buy up a lot more. And you know, who's trading this right now? A lot of traders, a lot of hedge fund traders, a lot of retail traders hopping in the market. You know how many more people are watching YouTube videos about learning how to trade right now? They're just tossing money into the market saying, oh, wow, this is the bottom of the market. I got to start buying now because we're about to have a rally like nobody's ever seen before. You know, retail traders are really driving this market here, as well as long-term investors that are, you know, like, how to say this? You know, more longer-term traders. I won't say like long-term, like they're just going to be holding for 5 years or something like that. But they're like, hey, we're up here. We're at a pretty overextended level. We're pretty high up. The economy doesn't look good, even though rates and inflation look pretty bad. They're going to get worse. The economy is still strong, and that kind of lets us rally. But what really keeps us up here? Again, I'll just ask this question just like I did last time. Here's the monthly chart for the Dow Jones. Does this economy really tell you that we should be 9% away from breaking out to all-time highs? Is that what the economy is telling you? Are we that good of a spot as far as the economy is concerned? I don't really think so with all the layoffs going on, people panicking, Russia, China, India, you know, I don't feel like it's something that was nothing. I didn't say nothing right there. But, you know, and it's not something that I find a lot of comfort in. And especially when you go over here to things like Amazon. Go to the monthly chart. We're still in a downtrend. I just think we're partway through a downtrend that's probably going to end, again, 2 quarters from now, a quarter and a half from now. MU still kind of going off. A lot of these a lot of us haven't really dropped off so far, and I think we need to drop off a little bit more, to be honest. Nvidia, you know, look at Nvidia's already like raging higher. Now Nvidia did drop down a lot though. So like Nvidia is like 64% away from all-time highs. But still, like relative to how like back over here in 2018, let's just COVID low. From COVID lows to where it was last year, or excuse me, 2021, it rallied almost 700%. 700. Do you understand how like crazy that was? 700% in 2 years. Like absolutely insane. And then again, it plummeted 70%. I think it's eventually going to fall back even more. Facebook, you know, this is probably the one thing I bought a lot of, but I think Facebook can come back down more. We just had a death cross here on the monthly chart, weekly charts. You can see how we're dialing back down just a little bit. What's the other one? Tesla. Tesla had a big bomb dive here too, hit those support levels we talked about, come back up. My thesis for Tesla was we're going to do something like this, but we just kind of like totally overshot where I thought we might be heading back up. Like, I did not see this massive rally coming because, again, I look at the fundamentals, and the fundamentals don't really suggest that we should even be in this rally. I think what's happening is a lot of people are buying off of smarter investors that work off of Wall Street, and then pretty soon the whole market's going to collapse again. And again, not go all the way over here just to straight all-time lows, not talking about like us going like straight in a nosedive, but we're just going to start coming back down gradually and going up to more of a sideways action until the economy really kills us here. But as far as Apple, not looking too good there, slowly making those downtrends here. Microsoft still making those downtrends, waiting to see what happens if we break down below the 200 here. I'm just not convinced this market is really, we're really like 100% bullish, get ready to go to all-time highs type of environment, right? Hey, Patrick, where's the Rumble videos? I've been waiting to like them. Oh, dude, I totally forgot. I was busy working with TradeZing. I'll add some on there tomorrow morning, probably. And I think you can do on bulk for Rumble as well. And I'll open up ChatGPT to make me some titles and stuff. But I'll make them on there. You have my word. There'll be I'll have like at least 3 videos on there tomorrow. I totally forgot about Rumble. Let me do something very fast. I need to bookmark this. Sign in. Google. Hey. Bookmark this tab. Bookmarks bar. Yeah, okay. Done. Okay. I have it ready to go for tomorrow, man. I totally forgot about Rumble. Totally forgot about that. Let's see. Some nice teaching moments on there. Or share your streams on there. What do you call? I'll definitely share some stuff on there, and I'll definitely make sure to put some videos. Because what I've been doing, guys, is putting a lot more videos out there. Especially the one that's been getting the most traction so far is the Lux Algo one that I gave you guys. I'm going to be doing another Lux Algo one here pretty soon, but it's for the paid one. But that Lux Algo vid seems to be doing okay. I think if I go over here to incognito, I go to YouTube. If you guys haven't watched it yet, if you guys go over to YouTube and you search Smart Money Concepts by Lux Algo, you'll see my video right here. It has like 3,000 views, I guess, right now. I mean, the other videos have a lot more, but my video is better, if I do say so. Well, it is actually better. I watch all these videos and see where they had faults, and then I fix those faults to make it a longer video. So 11 minutes, 7 minutes, people always have questions when you have a short tutorial. This is a much longer tutorial here for you guys. But yeah, find it, Ultimate Smart Money Concepts Tutorial, Lux Algo. This is a pretty good indicator, and you guys are going to be seeing me use it quite a bit, okay? And I'm in the process right now of making a Bitcoin 4-hour stream, I think. I'm not entirely sure, honestly. Because like if I use it right here, like watch, Smart Money Concepts, color candles, okay. You can see how it worked here a little bit. It didn't work there. It worked here on the 15. It worked here on the 15. It worked here on the 15. It didn't work there. It didn't work here. It worked there. It did not work there. Kind of just shut up afterwards because the buyers came in. It worked here. Like it's like only like 60% accurate, I think it was. I did the math over this weekend, but I didn't have a chance to make a good video. I made a video that was so raspy, I just didn't put it up because my voice stuck so much. Hold on a second here, guys. Just typing drive. Yeah, okay, this is it. Okay, let's get it here. Okay, so on the 15-minute chart, it's 82% profitable. 30-minute chart, it's 60%. On the 1 hour, it's 74%. The 4 hour, it's 72%. On the daily chart, it's 88% accurate. Ethereum, 84% on the daily, 70% on the 4, 62% on the 1 hour, 63% on the 30, and 68% on the 15, okay? And for the daily one to work, for the daily indicator, they must have made 2% profit at least. That way it didn't just pop up a little bit, then come back down. The daily one is the most important to me as a swing trader out there. I was in the process of doing Apple, but I felt too sick. I was like having a horrible migraine because I was just sick. And so I stopped. But I'm going to be doing some on Bitcoin, Ethereum. Move my head out of the way. There you go. Dogecoin, Binance, Matic, Ethereum Classic, Tesla, Microsoft, and SPY. I'll be looking to see how it goes because I know a lot of you guys like to trade calls and puts on SPY, and I'll let you guys know what I find out here. I'm basically going over the last 50 signals. So I count like the last 50, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I literally do all of that and I count out loud so I don't forget. And then I go back and I'm looking, okay, well, did this one work right here? Yeah, that one worked. Did this one work? No, it didn't. This one work? Yes, it did. This one work? Yes, it did. Somebody has a motorbike outside the backyard. They're probably looking at the property. Did this one work? Oh, yeah, it did. Look at that. Boom. Buy right here. Look at that rally. Did this one work out? Sell right here or short right here? Oh, yeah, that worked out beautifully. But you can see some that didn't work out right here. Like this one didn't work. It did work, but was it enough? Not. So I don't usually count those as winners. Even though you can say it did win, I don't count them as winners. Here, did it work? Yeah, it did for like a good hour or so. It was going down. Right here, did this one work? No, it did not. Did this one work? Yes, it did. Did this one work down here? No, it did not. Did this one work? Yes, it did. This one work? Oh, beautiful entry point. Did this one work? Yes, it did. A nice little spike. Did this one work? Yes, it did. So, you can kind of see how it's like, it's actually more than I thought. I said like something like 60, 70%. It's actually 80. Now that I'm counting it, I'm actually looking at it more in detail. I'm like, oh yeah, it actually is pretty accurate. So I may actually just have this on a 15-minute chart, but it would only be a 15-minute chart. So it would not be like a split between Dogecoin and Ethereum or Ethereum, Bitcoin. It would only be Bitcoin 15-minute chart where you guys could talk and chill, and it would look like this with some basic technicals on it. And I'd probably add some blocks to it as well. But since I have the premium one, I might as well let you guys use the paid version for a 50-minute scanner. Equal highs, no color candles, order blocks, height overlap, show metrics in case any of you guys want that. I don't know if trend lines would be necessarily popular on this, honestly. Are there any trend lines even popping up? Breakdown right there, breakdown right there. No, I don't like the trend lines there for the 50-minute chart. I don't need the patterns. We don't need fair value. I mean, we could add fair value on here, but was there really fair value gap besides maybe? No, that's not fair value. Any fair value gaps here? I don't see any. Oh, here's a fair value gap. He came back there, yeah. Then it continued moving back up. There's another fair value gap. Pull it back up. Hasn't been another big fair value gap though in a while, so I can probably turn this off. Might keep it on for volatility's sake, yeah. And premium zones. We don't need two of those zones. No daily, no quarterly. Keep the size normal. Maybe the dashboard in the top right I can make large so people can see what the signals are for the 15-hour, 4 and daily. This should go large here in a second in the top right-hand corner. And I can have alerts. Oh, I won't have alerts. The reason the premium is, oh, there it goes, one large. The reason why I like the premium version a lot more, even though they have a lot of the same tools, the premium one allows you to have alerts. So I can set up all these alerts. Like I just want to see the change of character bullish alerts and the change of character bearish alerts, okay? Anytime you have a change of character alert, then you get an alert on your phone or while you're looking at other stuff, whatever, and then boom, you're like, oh, I got to make this trade right now. I got to look for an entry position over the next hour or next few minutes, depending on what time frame you're trading. And then boom, you could be making some solid profits. Again, you just saw like this one's like 80, what did I say it was? Look at my data, not what I was saying. So 82% profitable on the 15-minute. You have 82% chance of making money. And then you got to say, well, what's my stop loss here? That type of stuff, okay? And sometimes when you, I won't go into it too much further than that, but yeah. So, or if you're in a long position and you start to see that you're having some change of characters on the bearish side, oh, well, maybe you want to scale out a little bit more just because things are turning against you and the way this indicator works. So I'll be making one for this, but I have a link down below if you guys want to try it. They gave me a 40% off coupon for you guys. So if you guys use my link, you guys get 40% off. I've been chilling out a lot with talking with the team a lot because I'm good at making these types of videos. And again, within the last few days, like within the last week, I put out a video and now my video is outranking everybody for the search term. Again, smart money concepts looks algo. Boom, bada beam. I'm right there. I need to get more pictures of myself. I took some really dumb pictures this weekend because I'm going to make a new style where I'm looking up or looking to the sideways to the bottom of my thumbnails. So they look like this. Like that. But you're only going to see the top of my head. There was one creepy one I did where I'm looking straight at the camera. That one too, yeah. So what do you call? I'm gonna be having fun. I don't want to just keep using the Adobe Premiere generic people. Although they do work a lot better than mine because I don't have the best lighting, even though I have like $200 lights right here. I'm not good at the lighting touches and stuff like this. But I will be eventually. But yeah, top ranked, baby. Takes skill to do that. I'm an SEO guy. But yeah, I think even if you just type in Lux Algo, if you want to look at more of the indicators and stuff, they have them all there. Look at mine's right here. It's getting to the top bit by bit. This is 5 months ago, a month ago, 13 days ago, but these are both by Lux Algo, so I'm competing. So I got some good stuff. It's called YouTube skill, I guess. But yeah, so I will be having another live stream coming up pretty soon with all this stuff. I'm just waiting for them basically to set it up because I already paid for it. Yeah, so keep an eye on it, everybody. Keep an eye out for it. I'll let you guys know when it goes live, or you guys will just see it goes live. So it'll have trading signals on the 50-minute chart with 82% accuracy, at least from the 50 times I tried it out, which would be, I think, Saturdays when I tried it out. Yeah, because I was pretty sick on Saturday. There we go. How important is it to have a journal? It's very important. If you guys don't have a journal, you guys don't know how accurate of a trader you guys are. If you guys don't know if you're good at trading or bad at trading, then you guys, for all intents and purposes, probably just suck at it. It's important to know what you're good at trading, what you're bad at trading, and which signals you do well at, which signals you do poor at. I would say get a trading journal ASAP, get one started, and you guys should be fine. Don't trade without being able to keep a record. Just don't do it. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. If you can look at your own data and see, wow, I'm awesome at trading this style, I'm awesome at trading like this, you can take little notes after every trade. You'll learn a lot about yourself as far as what trading environments you work best under. Most people, there's easy stuff you could learn about yourself. After a couple of years of doing this, you have a really substantial amount of evidence. But at the beginning, if you guys have just been trading every now and again, you guys might notice that you guys are better traders in a bull market than a bear market. That's a lot. That's true for a lot of people out there. You may notice that you guys are much better at trading crypto than you guys are in the stock market as far as day trades are concerned, because a lot of people don't have enough money to do as many day trades as they want because of the pattern day trading rules. There's a lot extra stress, and it messes up your trading mentality quite a bit if you guys have to worry about potentially being locked out of day trading for 90 days or something like that. So a lot of people are more comfortable day trading crypto. Some of you guys may realize you don't want to be, if you trade over 5x leverage, you guys suck at trading because your emotions take control of you a lot more than you guys might like. So over time, you'll start to figure out what trends you like. For me, I realize that I'm much better at trading Bitcoin and Ethereum than I am at trading Matic. But when I use Bitcoin and Ethereum to see where Matic might be going, I make a lot of money off of Matic. But if I trade Matic by myself without using Bitcoin analysis or Ethereum analysis, I don't perform as well while trading. So you'll learn a lot about your stuff, but you can only do that with a trading journal. Now, part of me is like this because I have severe ADHD. I take strong medication for it, but because of it, not because of medication, but just ADHD, I don't have the sharpest memory when I'm trying to recall something in the past. Now I can, but I've been doing it for a while. But when I first started learning about it, I am a very sporadic person, which is why I like to only trade one thing at a time. And if I'm trading multiple things, I'm doing each trade individually and separate from every other thing, right? So you want to be able to have that data and go back over it and kind of look at what you did and oh, wow, I remember I made this trade on this day at this time. Let me see what I was looking at that time and how it worked out. And then maybe my problem is I usually sell too early. If you guys have watched this channel for a while, you guys know I sell a lot of things too early. But what I do excel at, which a lot of other creators don't do, especially when they're trying to tell you about all the new hyper stuff to buy, is I'm consistently making profits. They may not be, some type of crazy, life-changing profit, but they're profits that do change your life over time, right? My goal is we look at small micro cap coins or small cap coins every now and again, like STMX, BGB, which just took off a few weeks ago, last week or so. We look at them, but primarily I want you guys to learn how to day and swing trade in order to make a good enough income where you can just live off of it. And then if you guys do get lucky with any of those other coins, it's just like a cherry on the top, right? Because even if you guys become a millionaire off of some coin out there, there's a good chance that if you guys reinvest it into the market, you're just going to lose it all. And whatever life you are hoping to get from that $1 million really isn't going to come to fruition after all. So by having that trading journal, you really understand what you're good at, what you need to improve upon yourself on, and that's really how you get those consistent profits that really get you to that next level of saying, hey, I quit my job, or hey, I can just do this for a living, right? And every person watching this, no matter when they watch it down the road, whatever, they all have their own goals as far as what they're trying to achieve and how much money they really need to live off of. For example, last month I made about $15,000 trading, and that came at one point I was up $25,000 and I lost a bunch. And that was off of some options play that didn't work out because of some theta really slammed me after earnings. I think it was Apple, something like that. Yeah, Apple puts. And what ended up happening was, I still walked away with some money, but in America, $15,000 in a month, absolutely fantastic. A lot of people wish they could make that much money in a month. When I go down to Nicaragua, I'm still going to be aiming for $10,000 a month minimum. I don't really need a crazy amount to live, but by me making just $10,000 a month, that's any house payment that I really need to make. I'm probably going to be renting, so any rent I need to make up to maybe $4,000 of rent. Probably just want to do $1,500 to $2,000. So it's let's just say $2,000 in rent. Potentially $200 a month for security. Potentially, I'm not entirely sure if I need extra private security besides the security my house is already going to have. $250 for a full-time maid, 9 to 5 every single day, 9 to 5 maid. One that goes to the store, gets my groceries. The groceries every month are probably going to be $150 max for me and Loki. Anytime I want to eat out, can go eat out. Any trip I want to do to any of the neighboring countries, no problem. Any car that I need to get, no problem. Any gas, no problem. It buys me literally whatever I want. Even $4,000 a month in Nicaragua is plenty of what I need. But maybe if I'm only making $2,000 in America up here, around Seattle, Tacoma area, I can't really quit my job if I was doing that. I couldn't. I just couldn't. So, but if you're in the Philippines, another place, you might just be able to survive off of $2,000 a month off of trading, right? So everybody has their own goals, but in order to reach those goals, you really have to understand how you perform as a trader. If you're not a good trader, you're going to lose money over time, and might as well learn what's causing you to lose money. That way you can stop doing it. I feel like the majority of the trading journal is actually just to stop becoming a bad trader. Then you can actually just focus on what makes you a good trader. And then, you just slowly start making money. The goal of the channel isn't making you explode. It's just big, consistent. And there comes a point where you're only using a portion of your portfolio to make money. But for instance, let's say I open up a trade, a $5,000 options trade. Okay, $5,000 into it. That's how much I'm betting on a trade specifically. Let's say that trade goes up 100% because it worked out very well within a couple of days or just in a day, right? That's $5,000 profit off of a single trade because I was able to put $5,000 into it, right? That's usually how it works. And some months you realize and also, no, I'm going on a rant here, but when you guys do have trading journals, sometimes there's something called a trade drought where what you're good at, you're good at trading Apple or Microsoft or Bitcoin, Ethereum, but no trade presents itself. And you're going to have to realize that because no trade presented itself, you really shouldn't be trading at that point in time. And by doing that, you don't mess up and you don't lose money. But that means you have to be able to live off of the money you made from the previous month or whatever, right? Now, rarely does that happen in the crypto markets nowadays because we have so much volatility, so much news, FTX drama, economic drama, whatever, SEC drama, regulation drama, whatever. But, there comes a point where you don't really have to invest a lot of money to make a lot of money, if that makes sense. Like YouTube, community, yeah. Let's go to some stuff from last year. I think I froze YouTube. There you go. That's from a while ago. So okay. Here's one. So we did a YOLO play for Nike. It worked out. Sold for 194% profits after the calls went to 0 and the puts were sourced to 366. So basically, during this play, I made $3,442 and I lost $475 on the hedge. So 3,442 minus the 375. I think it was 375. 475, excuse me, 475. So on that one trade holding for one night, one day, I was able to make it about $2,967, minus 15% for taxes. Okay, that's enough for me to do whatever I want here in Tacoma, Washington, Seattle, Washington. There's enough, whatever I want to do. And that's why you want to be able to have enough money. But again, you can't invest like $1,000 or a few $100 into a trade unless you guys already have a few thousand in the bank or $100,000 in the bank. So you can't just make that huge move. You got to worry about your risk management and stuff as well. But take your time. A trading journal is very, very important. Very, very important. It's right here. Oh, sorry guys, I'm missing some stuff. Sounds like you're describing me, Mike. LOL, no options, crypto over stocks, nothing more than 5x leverage if I do leverage at all. I mean, it usually works. Like here, let's go here, smart money concepts. Let's do this. Okay. So let's say you do the buy signal that ends up right here. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more here. Zoom in over here. Let's just do a typical Fibonacci extension here, okay? You see this point right here. You buy right here because you have that low, you have that high, you have that low, then you have the breakout here, according to the charts. Go right there. Well, what do you like to sell? Normally, what do I like to sell? You guys know I like to sell at the white line here at the 1 level. So what could I be doing during this trade with a 5x leverage play? I could scale off some right here. In fact, I wouldn't want to do that. I'd probably wait for it to get a little bit here just because that matches up with this resistance right over there. So I might scale out 5, 10% over here, another 10% over here, another 10%, 20% over here. Then I would usually sell the rest of it at here at the 1. Now, selling at the 1 has got me a lot of trouble because a lot of times we do see rallies that extend well beyond that level, but I typically will take that profit and run. Now, this is a smaller trade. Bitcoin wasn't moving too volatilely here, right? But if I tried right here, let's just say I took this rally and I didn't to the 5 or whatever, and I sell right here, that's 1.35%. Not huge at all. Okay, not huge at all. But you multiply that 5% off of a $5,000 trade makes me a good amount of money. What is it, like a whole bunch? No, but it's an easy trade, right? Let's see, I go over here, that may be a more realistic one that most people would be looking for. Let's say you had a 5x trade of $1,000, but you didn't trade the breakout. You traded the change of character, which happened a little bit after the breakout. So right here, right? And of course, you get the low, you get the high, you get the low here again. The price target right here of 1. Then you get the other price target right here matching up with this resistance. And you get the other resistance level up here. Then you get the other resistance over here, okay? Let's just say you bought right here. And you went to the white. That's 13%. What did I say? A $5,000 bet, or let's just say $1,000 bet. $1,000 bet, 13 times 5. Oh, geez, I suck at math, guys. I'm so sorry. 13 times 5. That's why I have calculators. 65% of $1,000, right? Let me just 65% of 1,000, right? $650 within a few days. So 5x leverage, boom, you're making some good money. Now, imagine you guys held to, I don't know, this pink level up here because it really matched this level of resistance. That's 26. 26 times 5. 26 times 5. 130% of 1,000. So that would, jeez, yeah. But see, you made like $1,300 for just holding it. That's where like trading comes in handy. But again, I'm not the guy that sells like all the way up here, all the way up here, all of it. I scale out some like right here. I scale out some right here. I lock in those profits. I lock in those profits. Lock in those profits. So it's not like I made the full percentage, so to speak. I scale out. Ask anybody that watches me on a daily basis. Yeah, I scale out. I don't really just buy once and sell once. I even try to buy into my. I try even try to scale into some positions every now and again. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to go crazy with it, but being responsible never hurt anybody as far as investing is concerned, right? They may lose out on some crazy profits, but you know, at the end of the day, they're more successful than those who do all take all those really crazy risks, unless they have the talent and skill to back up those risks, which is rare. I started a journal, but it's hard to look on the trade I took on a phone. So the way I trade is I have the plan all done before I even enter the trade. So I know what price I want to be getting into, like a range primarily, the exit, the scale up prices I'm looking at. Like everything is done beforehand. All the technical analysis has probably been done like an hour in advance. If I'm seeing some of a pattern, I'm just waiting for it to really hit or not, whatnot, right? So like, perhaps if I did something like like a Tesla 4-hour chart, perhaps. Okay, so let's just say I had this simple change of character alert that went over here. You know, before I even hit this, I would say, hey, we have a steady level of resistance right here. If we break out there out of, you know, a little bit of a, there you go, a little bit of this triangle right here, I can take a breakout play. Maybe that breakout will happen between 125 and between the 50, 132, something like that. And then from there, I play, and then I'm hoping for a larger move up to certain levels of resistance, maybe back up here to 167. So that could be my price target right there. And if I really want to, I can add some type of Fibonacci level here, right there. Bring it back down to, is that one lower or is this one? This one's lower, okay. All right, and I can try to see how this plays out. Now, there's a little bit of difficulty because we have extended the trading hours here as well. Like right there, big one. This one I actually popped above, passed through the one, passed through here, stopped there, stopped here, and it's just kind of still going on before I had a death cross here over the next few days. But you want to have the plan done before you trade, right? Like if I went over here to Tesla on the 15-minute chart, what I'd be looking for right now is, yeah, this chart is just all over the place because the recall and stuff. I'd have this on my chart. I'd have this on my chart right now. Potential breakout. I'd have that on my chart. So if we break down below this tomorrow, this could be a cool half an hour to an hour trade. In which case, I would try to play the breakdown back down here to 202 or something as far as Tesla's concerned. If we have a breakout tomorrow, I might try to do a call position for a couple days. Probably just 1 or 2 days here, expecting us to get back up here to maybe 213 or some other level of resistance, which I haven't on here yet. But you want to have all the charts done. It's one of the limitations of trading on phones. It's much harder to try to keep everything organized. It's just much harder. Maybe having a notebook would help you out. A notebook and a pen can go a long way. Sometimes it's just not easy to have everything on a phone, right? It's just not easy. And hey, Ken. Hey, Alan. I'm happy to see you back, man. Hey, Ken. As far as the trading journal, I will try to find a way to put it back up here. I don't know where it is as far as the link, but I know it's still on my drive somewhere, so I can pull it up and give it to you guys again. I'll make a members video for you guys because I already told you guys I was going to give it out once, but you member can, so I'll give it out again to you. I'll post a video in the members tab, and it'll show you where to go get the video. I need to build out a link so I can sell it again. Dude, you gotta calm down. Loki's over here just wagging his tail and acting like he wants everything in the world. Yeah, he's too afraid to try to go for it. Up. Oh, he just knocked it down? Okay. See, smart. He knocked it off my shoulder. That's a smart dog right there. And then he's running off. Okay. There we go. CVD on bookmark is positive for the first time in a long time on Bitcoin. I mean, there's a lot of trends that suggest Bitcoin should go higher. To me, it's just that I don't think the economy is in a good spot right now. So I still think we're going to go reach. Sorry, guys. Jesus, being sick sucks. Being sick on NyQuil, I should say. It's NyQuil. It's a drowsy medication. I still think the economy is going to tilt more in a bearish direction. And so I don't really trust this overall rally. Am I making money or have I found ways to make money during this rally? You betcha. But am I just buying right now in anticipation for some type of rally to take us all to all-time highs in the next year or next few months? No. I am patiently just waiting for us to go back down and I'll be buying up more. Am I dollar cost averaging? Yes. But I'm just not buying it in bulk. I usually do that when things are looking pretty scary, pretty nasty. And actually around 25,000, 20,000, I think that's when I did my first bulk buy. My first bulk buy was when Bitcoin hit the 200 daily moving average or 200 weekly moving average. Yeah, at 22,726. Now, every trade I've done since this point is profitable. Now, I bought a lot of altcoins up here when Bitcoin's over here, dollar cost averaging those because they're much cheaper, so I don't really care about them as much, right? But market cap wise. But at this point, I'm really considering just selling off a couple of my swing trades here and trying to buy them back at a lower price. But again, there's a risk in that. Guess maybe what happens if we don't go back down, right? So, you got to have a balance here. But when it comes to stocks, I'm selling stuff off. I don't believe this stock market rally is going to last at all. Not at all. Crypto, you just never know. There's too many other moving parts of crypto, but stock market, this is a false rally in my opinion. I didn't get any offered because I haven't traded for almost a year and a half. Make sure to use this indicator and make sure to open up the paper trading account that's free through TradingView. It just stops all the other issues that you may have and it lets you just see it time after time after time. And depending on whatever day you have off from work, if it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever, just stay on your computer for a little bit, do your chores, and then just kind of have the 15-minute chart open, on your screen like this, full screen. Well, actually, in this case, let's just go like this. And just wait for the buy signal and just see what you can do with it, right? See what happens if you can do it. Have your technical analysis set up really fast, right? And see if you can do anything with it. And then over time, work on the patterns that we've talked about. Patterns. This one has an X in it for some reason. There has to be a pattern. There it is. Yeah, work on the patterns, work on the technicals and stuff like that. And then have that trading chart I give you and see what you're profitable in. Start with 3 crypto coins and 3 stocks. Bitcoin, Ethereum, then one more thing, whatever you want to choose, then Apple, and then 2 other things you want. I'd probably say Facebook is something to have some fun with, but Facebook can be very volatile, so I don't want to start you off on something like that difficult. Home Depot can be okay, or if you want to go into something a little bit more fun, but maybe not as risky, no, it's going to be riskier, actually, probably NVIDIA. Something classic. Do a SPY. But SPY, remember, SPY is an index, so just be careful with it. It's going to be moving up and down with the overall market, like what the stocks inside of it are doing. But, have it open and just kind of see. Remember, and see if you hit those resistance levels. For me, again, if I go over here, I pop this open, I find this low, aim for the 1. Just see if you can get the 1 here for every Fibonacci level. For this example here, we had the buy signal right there. Let's see what happens. Could you get the 1? I don't know. Here, hit the 1 right here. So you would have sold out right there, but you might have missed out right there. You never know. But if you wanted to, the buy signal came right here. So remember, this is what you would have had before you had the buy signal. Remember that, before you had the buy signal. After you have the buy signal and you waited a little bit of time, you could have adapted it like this, and you would have also hit the 1 here if you wanted to. Try to hit the 1. If you want to take it easier, hit the 0.78 or the 0.618. But usually, usually they work out okay. We just did that one. Here's another one. So before you had the buy signal over here, you could have probably had this one right here, hit the one. Guess what? It went up a lot higher. Oh, yes, it did. Yes, it did. But would you have made a little bit of a profit? Again, you're just practicing here. You're just practicing. Would you have made a profit? That's the main goal here. Yes, you would have. Don't worry about the sell signals here. Most people don't have to worry about those unless you really want to short. Here. Oh gosh, this one's I guess is like from way over here to here. This buy signal was right here. Would you hit the one? No. So this trade would not have worked for you. And you might have lost some money. You might have actually saw that this level of resistance is right here. And then you'll learn to adapt and be like, okay, well, there's a level of resistance. Maybe I'll scale out half. Okay. And remember, this trade from here to here, it's 0.36%. It's not some type of crazy move. But if you're making a profit, who cares? And you can add a 5x leverage if you want to feel like you're making more profit or whatever. But all you want at the end of the day is to see a whole bunch of green trades. And then you could always do this on a 1 hour chart, a 4 hour chart. You know what I mean? Like this one right here. Ups a daisy. Hit the one level right there. It even hit the blue level up here, the 2.72. So there's a whole bunch of ways you could do this. Not everyone's going to work though. I just want to make sure you understand that. It's only like a certain percent correct. But again, this one worked out fine if you wanted to trade that one down. This could have been a nice little Fibonacci play or whatever. Heading back to some support level, I guess, from back over here. This one did not work as far as a bearish sign. This one did not work as a buy sign. Maybe if you went over to like the 30-minute chart off of it, whatever. But again, look what happened over here. 15, maybe it was more positive on the 15 here. Yeah, it worked out for a little bit, but again, how much are you going to give it? Because the low point here from the Fibonacci's is just kind of awkward. What is that? Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's not going to be what you want to see at all. Maybe a 5-minute chart during that time frame. I'll try one more time. No, even this. The 5-minute one actually worked out pretty well here. See, 5-minute change of character. That was a good buying opportunity. So play around with it a little bit. Not everything is going to be a home run, but again, what did I say here? Let me go back to my data. As far as Bitcoin's concerned, on the daily, it's 88% profitable. On the 4-hour, it's 72%. 1 hour, 74%. 30-minute, only 60%. And on the 15-minute chart, it's 82% profitable, okay? So take your time with it, but you don't have to spend any money. Day trade. Paper trade. Paper trade, and it works out perfectly fine. Back to the 5 right here. There we go. See, hedging in the alts. Okay, yeah. Just make sure you have your stop losses in and have some fun with it. But definitely, I'll give you that trading journal on a members post here pretty soon. I'm mad the move from 17 to 21K in early January is too fast, and I was in disbelief. It was an irrational move. It was an irrational move caused by irrational thoughts from the overall hedge fund markets about the Fed cutting rates and inflation somehow going to 2% by like early summer, like by June or something. We'll moderate back down, but yeah, it was a very fast move. You'll be able to catch the next one. There'll be other moves out there, but just make sure while you guys are learning how to trade and doing all these day trades and stuff, you're dollar cost averaging and you're still adding to your long-term portfolios, because that's really how you're going to make some easy money down the road. I lack the patience in the market. How can I get better at that? I tend to enter the market after a big move up, end up getting trapped in consolidation, or entering the market from a pattern fully formed. Oh, dude, like that's like the most rookie mistake you could have, but it's like the easiest mistake you could actually fix. For now, I would say continue to dollar cost average, but don't try to day trade into the market. What you're experiencing here is FOMO. I think Aaron says, I also want to be, my patience isn't always what I need it to be. But taking it easy and not getting into the FOMO really helps you out. Again, an easy indicator I think is going to help you guys a lot right now while I'm building out my course for you guys is the smart money concepts. Again, I'll show it here because I'm about to end the stream here. Hey, Alan. Oh, dude, I got to see the movie, but I heard that Kane was the best part of the whole movie. Okay, so if you guys go over here, if you guys want to have like a very chill, easy to understand indicator that gives some really good buy and sell signals to help you guys out, and you guys will just be doing, you guys will be adding your own technical analysis to the chart to kind of figure out where to sell, but the indicator itself works out very well. This indicator has about an 88% accuracy on Bitcoin, okay? 88% accuracy from the last 50 examples that I've had to test out. Type in smart money concepts. Oh, I'm typing that to the wrong search tab. Smart money concepts Lux Algo. Okay, let me zoom in here. Search that. Smart money concepts Lux Algo. This one right here, Ultimate Smart Money Concepts Tour Lux Algo. You'll find it right there. That's me. And once it kind of, oh, there it is. That's me. See right there. I break down how to use it in detail. And basically, if you look at it like this, the buy signal for this was right here. Okay, beautiful, beautiful move. That gave you an alert that, hey, something's going to happen. If you paired that with this typical breakout indicator right there, plus we were having a squeeze indicator turn off, the whole sweep indicator was turning green, Doji and ribbons were turning green as well. With all those other green signs, you could have taken a pretty solid buy position down here and waited to at least scale up probably somewhere around here, 18,400, scaled out somewhere over here on 25,500 and stuff like that, okay? So this is a really good buy sell indicator. The last one over here, the last buy signal it gave you was right there. Buy right here, and it ended up moving up higher. It took a couple weeks though, so you had to wait for it, but it ended up working out. This short one right here, if you wanted to do short trades, this one did not work. Actually, it did work out okay, but I mean, most people probably would be expecting a little bit more of a dip down here to 16,000. But it did go down a little bit, not as much as you might want to, but it gave you a little bit of a warning that, hey, the assets might continue to go down a little more, okay? When I use the sell signals, it's maybe a little bit for a short, but usually it's like, hey, watch out, altcoins, it may take a little bit of a dip. You can buy some up if you want to. Look at this sell signal it gave you right here. It continued to move all the way back down, and this was after the FTX debacle. This buy signal, buy right here, guess when it went up higher? The short signal did not work. This buy signal kept on going higher. Sell here, went lower. Buy here, went higher. Smart Money Concepts by Lux Algo. Find it. The channel name is Michael Whitman. You'll see it there. It's just I got a photo from Adobe Premiere, Adobe Photoshop, because I don't have many photos of myself yet. It's just some guy going like this, Asian dude like this, okay? So it's a good tool to use. It works the best on the daily chart, but it also works very, very well on the 15-minute charts if you want to test it out, okay? Not all the time, but it can make you some good money, but you just have to paper trade it and test it out for a while before you get used to it, okay? But is Doge good to learn to trade on? No. Bitcoin, Ethereum, if for beginners, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Dogecoin is unpredictable. Dogecoin has a lot of news around it, and Dogecoin can just be like a whole, look at this. Look at that mess you have to deal with. All that crap, no. There's no reason to have to worry about that. Honestly, look at that huge dip. Dogecoin is notorious for like going after new traders, because if you have like any type of stop loss, there are people that try to manipulate the price to suck down your stop loss, and then the price will soar afterwards, okay? So, you know, like, so if you buy over here off of any signal, like let's say you buy it over here, whatever, your stop loss is traditionally just going to be like right around here, nothing too crazy. It'll dip, and then it'll kind of go back up, and you'll see a little bit of a better time, okay? It happens so much. I would not recommend trading Dogecoin as your first coin out there. This thing can be all of, like, forget all the buy signals here. It's just going to be all over the place. 4-hour chart, look at how wild this goes. No, Dogecoin is not something I'd recommend at the beginning. Look at that. Within 8 hours, it had an 8% swing. I don't play around with stuff like that. It's kind of a bunch of luck, and you kind of have to be very, very careful about how you play with Dogecoin. Bitcoin and Ethereum are usually what I would suggest, but if you're going to be day trading crypto, primarily you have to have some type of leverage, which makes it difficult. And that's why I say, like, people like, I have a couple links down below if you want to check out exchanges, but like 5x leverage is usually all you need. So like if you go over here to Bitcoin and you took this trade, let me see, like this trade on the 4-hour chart, okay? You had a buy signal here. Bitcoin rallied up 13%. Let's say you just traded it over here to this resistance level right there for about 9.5%. Let's just round it up to 10% just for this example. With a 5x leverage, with about a day and 4 hours, you've made about 50% off of a 5x leverage. With a 2x leverage, you've made about 20% profit, or 19% profit. I mean, that's plenty. And don't expect hundreds of percent of profits every trade. Just take a little bit here and there. If you want hundreds of percent profit, you have to do swing trading, which is more of doing the day trades, going back out here, kind of seeing what you can find out. Maybe use one of these alert systems that I kind of have for you guys. And you see, wow, Bitcoin went from here to here, 43%. With a 5x leverage, that's hundreds of percents, right? Like 250%, whatever it may be. You can do that, you know, but you want to be careful. You want to be scaling out bit by bit, but you want to be working at your schedule. You want to be working at your strategy throughout the whole trade. You just don't want to buy and hope that it's going to work out for you, because every time you have a buy signal, it doesn't do that. A lot of times it just does something like this. Buy right here, it moves up higher. You make money, but you got to know when to sell. Buy here, goes higher. It's not always like boom, boom, boom. I don't know what would have happened here, because remember, this is FTX. That's what really killed this rally. Buy here, it went higher, but not much for much longer. Buy here, it went higher. Buy here, did not go higher. Buy here, it went higher. Buy here, it went higher. Buy here, it went higher. Right? Buy here did not go higher. Buy here did not go higher. Buy here went higher. Buy here went higher. You know what I'm saying? So most of the time, it's going to give you a great buy signal if you want to trade the daily. But some people don't have the patience to just wait for the buy signals on the daily, because that's where I would make the majority of my money. I'd be like, hey, wait for this buy signal and see where it takes me. It's 88% profitable. While if you only do the trades off of the 30-minute chart, it's 60% profitable. Way, way worse. So, take your time with it. You'll be fine. But, I wouldn't recommend doing Dogecoin. I'd recommend doing something easier like a Bitcoin or an Ethereum, or maybe even a Matic if you want to do that. Over time, as you get more experience with Dogecoin, then you'd want to do it. But Dogecoin is a whole different type of trading style than I would say most of the altcoins out there. Okay. But okay, everybody, I'm going to call it a day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. But be careful of this current market. We are dealing with a pretty big level of resistance right now, really focusing on this $25,000 level. If we break out above it, it's going to have to be this week, everybody. Otherwise, we're taking a pretty nasty tumble, and it's not going to be pretty. Your big concern primarily for this week is to just get the NASDAQ to pop and break out. Just get the SPY to pop and break out. That's all we're really looking for, guys. If we can get that, Bitcoin's going to $26,000, $27,000, even $28,000. If we cannot get these suckers to break out here, that's where the trouble is. Remember, all of these indexes are just part of a bunch of different stocks. Apple, looking for a breakout. Microsoft, at a level of resistance, getting rejected now, but still. Netflix over here, consolidating. Netflix, level of resistance. Amazon, level of resistance after getting beat down after bad earnings. Nvidia, level of resistance. Everything's consolidating, and they're waiting to see if they're going to start falling back down, which would be bad for Bitcoin, or if we're going to be able to break out of those resistance levels, which are going to help us out a lot, okay? No matter what you're looking at, we're at those levels of resistance, and we have to... This is the week that we have to push, guys. Otherwise, it's not going to be like a big old crash, but you are going to see the market take a little bit, give back some of the gains, the extraordinary gains that we've seen over the last last month and a half. Okay, have a nice night, everybody. And Loki says goodbye. Loki up. Yeah, you good boy? Yeah, you good boy? Oh no, I guess not. Oh, here you go. He wants a treat. There you go. See you, everybody.